Encourage and promote sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and student athletes, coaches.
Welcome to M.H. Rourke Stadium on the campus of West Brunswick High School in Charlotte. Jay, our first Trojan game of the fall 2021 season. Welcome back, partner.
Good to be here, Sam. Nice to just to come to Charlotte for a change for a game, and hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate with us. There is a rainy forecast, but it's supposed to be later on this evening. Right now, it's pretty good football weather.
Yeah, my partner Jake Holmes sporting his Maryland Terrapin rain jacket. A setback last week, to say the least, against the Iowa Hawkeyes. And, Jay, speaking of Iowa, this Topsail team, they look a lot like the Hawkeyes with the yellow breeches and the white tops and the black hats. Jay, West Brunswick, it was an ominous start to the season, quite frankly. A loss to Carolina Forest in which the Trojans allowed 70 points. That was the season opener. Then West Brunswick was shut down for a couple weeks due to COVID protocols. The Trojans backed that up with a pair of losses to West Florence and House starting the conference season with Hoggard Sound. So West Brunswick was 0-3, but the Trojans have found their footing a little bit the last couple of weeks. 2 consecutive wins, first over Ashley, then over Laney. West Brunswick 2-3 overall, 2-1 in the Mideastern Conference, while Topsail enters the contest 1-4 overall and looking for its first league win. What are we looking for in this matchup tonight, Jay?
Sam, I think what West found was maybe the best offense in the area, particularly the last couple of weeks, and they're being led now by 3 juniors. Kevon Daniels, a 6-foot, 190-pound running back. He's gained almost 700 yards on the ground, 10 scores. He had 236 yards last week against Laney and 3 touchdowns. He has size. He has speed. This kid is the total package. Javen McCray, 5'9", $155 quarterback, the one they call Peanut, right, is doing a great job here leading this attack. He's got 751 yards through the air, 9 scores, and he's rushed for 157 yards and a pair of touchdowns. And then the diminutive one, J.J. Cobb, 5'9", 175-pound, again a junior, a wide receiver, 40 catches on the season for Cobb, 575 yards, 6 scores. Sam, he's close to the season record, is he not?
Yeah, single season receiving yardage record. JJ about 100+ yards away from establishing it in game 6 or 7. So quite an impressive feat. The junior speedster really giving opposing defenses some difficulty here early in the season. Jay, when Topsail has the ball, the Pirates kind of feature senior tailback number 2, DeMark Howell. We'll call his name a lot. How do the Trojans counter defensively? Who are some Trojans on the defensive side to keep an eye on?
Well, at West, defensively this season, all centers around their premier linebacker, number 44, Carter Wyatt, 6'2", 215 senior, going to Duke next year. Total tackles 76, 49 of them solo, 5 tackles for a loss and a sack. But Wyatt just does so many things on this team. In addition to tackling kids, he is very much the leader. And he's done a really nice job of helping blend some younger players who are really starting to perform defensively. Michael Simpson is one of them, 6 foot, 190-pound junior safety, 44 total tackles, and he's really, along with T.T. Hussein and sophomore Tristan Williams, has kind of solidified the middle of this West defense.
And, Jay, it's a unit that is playing better but still allowing 40 points per game on average after the early season struggles. West Brunswick trying to reach the 500 mark for the first time this season. Stay right here with us, folks, for the opening kickoff between Topsail and West Brunswick. Jay, we're back from M.H. Rourke Stadium. 1-4 Topsail taking on the 2-3 West Brunswick Trojans. We're wrapping up the Star Spangled Banner. Beautiful tribute before the game to longtime North Carolina high school football referee Randall Morrison, who tragically passed this past Monday. And what a nice touch it was by West Brunswick and its athletic staff and the refereeing crew from tonight's game, who honored Mr. Randall Morrison, released some balloons into the air, and boy, what an impact Morrison had on this community and on everyone.
Well, Guy had a heck of a career as a high school official, did he not, Sam? 31 years, did they say?
Yeah, 30-plus years, 31 years. And Jay, Mr. Randall, a heck of an athlete in his own right, a baseball player at Appalachian State, a middle infielder. And, Jay, if I may share a quick story, Mr. Randall was one of the coaches on our 14-year-old all-star team in Kings Mountain. Well, we get done with batting practice one day, and Mr. Randall and my dad, Yogi Hickman, they said, we're going to take some cuts. If we'd have had those two hitting in that tournament, we would have finished first instead of second. Mr. Randall, at 45 years old, hit better than anyone we had on our team. It was impressive.
He could rake it, huh?
He could hit.
Yep.
He could hit. Jay, we're almost set. You talked about it briefly before we tossed it to break a minute ago, but boy, this West Brunswick offense is really surging here, averaging more than 30 points per game.
Yeah, they're listen. And the reason they're doing so well, and hey, look, this isn't me talking. This is head coach Brett Hickman talking, who says that the strongest position group on this year's squad is not these skill players we talked about, but this offensive line. And I remember Brett at the beginning of the season was talking about, it's going to take a little while for us to kind of blend together and meld together. But he said, I think by, September, end of September, October, we're going to have a real good front five. And by golly, he was right. Weston Sharp, Andre Page, Josh Smith, Maddox Ward, Trey Jones. I mean, these guys have really become a unit, and they're making the holes for Daniels to run through, and they're giving McCray time to throw the ball to J.J. Cobb, and they can get up, and they be in West Brunswick, folks. Don't run away in the first couple of minutes. How many did they put up last week between them and Laney? Sam, was it 14-14 and a minute and a half into the game or something?
I think there was 10:22 left in the first quarter, and the game was tied at 14-all. Jay, something else we're not used to seeing. Last week, West Brunswick employed two tight end sets most of the night. Michael Smith.
Yeah, who was the other one?
Carter Wyatt and Jamarion Fullwood, Jay.
Wow, Jumbo.
What's he listed? Is he listed on the roster?
265.
That's a 265-pound tight end last week. So it'll be interesting to see if West uses that two tight end set again tonight.
Wyatt's whined so much in his 4 years here at West that he finally got Brett to let him carry the ball into the end zone, right? I think it was his first high school touchdown.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And, Jay, we're not accustomed to seeing this from the Trojans the last couple years. West Brunswick won the opening coin toss and elected to receive. So now the script has been flipped a little bit. The Trojans have been really good on defense and more of a ground and pound team. But now with this elite offensive unit, the Trojans elect to receive the game's opening kickoff. And a good job by Michael Smith over on the far side. Jay, I thought maybe he was going to signal for a fair catch, but he caught it. Rumbled across the 40-yard line at West Brunswick with excellent starting field position at its own 43.
Yeah, Mikey Smith. He's another one of those seniors that have really stepped up here this season. He's a linebacker and 26 total tackles. Didn't know he could return kicks, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see him tackling a few Pirates here tonight.
And Jay, West Brunswick does have 2 tight ends on the field for its first play. Michael Smith and Jamorion Fullwood. Cobb in motion, speed sweep around the right side. Cobb looking for some running room. He's still on his feet. Finally driven out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A gain of 11 yards and a West Brunswick first down. Speed kills, partner.
Yeah, it sure does, Sam. And you know, a kid like Cobb, he doesn't need that much of a hole. He just needs a little bit of tiny daylight. He got some that time, and you can see his quickness to get to the edge and up the field.
So, Jay, 1 catch for 11 yards, you know, as those are the little speed jet sweep or passing plays. Smith in motion to the bottom of your screen. There's a out route to Cobb, and he could not corral it. And the pass falls to the turf incomplete, setting up a 2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line of the Topsail Pirates.
Robert Simmons of Topsail was in the area trying to defend against J.J. Cobb. Cobb, wow, he is fun to watch. He's not real big. And, you know, I was always told if you're not going to be big and play this game, you better be quick, and Cobb is.
This time it's Kevon Daniels up the middle, a short gain. Well, Jay, I thought it was a minimal gain, but he was tackled at the 41-yard line, so Daniels picked up 5 yards, and that will set up a 3rd and 5 from the 41-yard line. So a big third down situation with a little more than 11 minutes left here in the opening frame. 3rd and 5 from the 41.
Aiden Burbach in on the stop that time for Topsail. You know, Brett's talked about Daniels and said, you know, we could just keep giving him the ball. He's a big-time carrier, too.
Smith in motion again. It's Daniels around the left side. He was hit
again
right as he received the handoff and actually lost a yard back to the 42-yard line. So Daniels picks up 4 yards total on 2nd and 3rd down carries, and that is going to bring on the Trojan punt team on 4th and 6 from the 42-yard line.
2 good stops in a row by junior linebacker Aiden Burbach for the Topsail Pirates. Topsail has a little bit of trouble keeping teams off the scoreboard as well. 32 points per game defensively.
4th and 6, Weston Sharp snap back to Abel Urasek. It's a short kick, takes a high bounce, and is down right near the 20-yard line, about a 22-yard punt down right at the 20. And we'll get our first look at the Topsail offense. West Brunswick was able to gain 1 first down on the jet sweep to J.J. Cobb, but then stalled an incomplete pass on first down, and back-to-back short gains by Kevon Daniels forced a Trojan punt. And Topsail takes over first and 10 at its own 20.
Coach Wayne Inman happy, I'm sure, with that first defensive possession by his Pirates.
Topsail in the shotgun. Running play to number 2, DeMark Howe. He was brought down at the we'll call it the 21-yard line. A gain of 1 sets up a 2nd and 9 from the Topsail 21. T.T. Hussein on the tackle. If the last name sounds familiar, Jay, that's because his older brother, Hyson Hussein, starred for the Pirates on starred for the Trojans, rather, the last couple of seasons on the defensive side.
Yeah, Hussein's coming on strong for this year's squad.
Play action, partner. Flush from the pocket. Flings it down the field, and incomplete as it was thrown away. Pressure was applied by senior defensive end Corbin Skipper, number 41. Jay, he's a kid who's really come on in recent weeks, a guy the Trojans are really counting on to help solidify that defensive side, and he made a good play there, staying with the quarterback and forcing him into an errant throw.
Yeah, it looked like double 4 was chasing him as well. That's Carter Wyatt. And chasing number 11, Jack Lambert, not the guy that played in the NFL, but the kid that's played quarterback for the Pirates here tonight. 336 yards passing coming into tonight's game.
So Topsail facing a 3rd and 9.
Nice.
It's a touchdown,
That's
partner.
a touchdown, Sam.
Boy, that is number 40 on the reception, Braden Velasquez.
Wow.
79 yards on a post route. And Topsail strikes first, 79-yard touchdown strike from number 11, Jack Lambert, to number 40, Velasquez. And 2.5 minutes into the game, the Pirates have taken a 6-0 lead.
Boy, I don't know what happened there, Sam, but it looked like two West defenders collided, and Velasquez comes up with the catch, and it was a wonderful throw that time by Jack Lambert. And 79-yard score. Not the way you draw it up here on homecoming night at West Brunswick.
Jay, as well as the Laney game last week started for West Brunswick, this one on the opposite end of the spectrum as Cody Kirk on to attempt the extra point for Topsail. And, Jay, the Pirates may think about bringing the offense back on the field and going for two as the offsides penalty is going to move the ball to the 1.5-yard line.
Here's another look at that touch, and you see the two defenders for West Brunswick. I know one of them looked like number 5, Justin Goodman. Didn't catch the other, but it didn't matter. Once Velasquez received that ball, there just wasn't anybody around him, and scoots 79 for the score. So you're right, Sam. They are going to go ahead and go for two.
Topsail in the heavy set with one receiver to the top of the screen. Hal, the tailback in the I formation.
And that's Travis Kane in at quarterback for the two-point conversion.
He's in.
Got it.
Looked like he was stopped initially, and Jay, I couldn't get a number there for West Brunswick, but it was number 42, Edward Ryan Garbindez, the senior fullback, on the reception and the two-point conversion. So an ominous start for West Brunswick. The Trojans fall behind 8-0, 9:22 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, not the way that the Trojans wanted to start this game. And we talked a little bit about the game last week against Laney, with both teams scored 2 touchdowns in the first couple of minutes. Well, Topsail has come out here tonight and done their part of it. West Brunswick held on their opening possession, but going to get another chance here against the Pirates.
Jay, there was all week, and even this morning when I woke up, a lot of rain in the forecast. It's ended up being a beautiful night for homecoming in Shallotte.
Yeah, the weather report that I had seen, most recent one, said that we were probably good until halftime, but towards the end of the evening, 9, 10 o'clock, they do expect some rain. So hopefully we'll be finished by then. But
a high kick.
Gosh.
That one is going to land out of bounds. The senior kicker, Cody Kirk. Boy, Jay, he's got great height on it.
Yeah.
The first kickoff was really good, and that one just a few feet away from maybe causing some problems. So it goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. And I think West Brunswick, Jay, has the option of, looks like they're not gonna make Topsail kick it again, and they're gonna leave the offense on the field. And West Brunswick takes over 1st and 10 at its own 45.
Yeah, I think, you get this kind of field position to start, you'll go ahead and take it. And don't forget, folks, this is a quick strike offensive unit for West Brunswick. They can tie this game up pretty quick.
Topsail with a really heavy box there. Kevon Daniels hit just as soon as he got the handoff by number 1, Nick Bouton, the junior free safety. So West Brunswick not finding a whole lot of room in the running game here in the early stages. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 from the 46 of West Brunswick.
Yeah, Bouton, 15 total tackles before tonight. Make it 16 now as he stops Daniels, which is no easy thing to do.
Michael Smith, the tight end, in motion. Had Smith alone there near the West Brunswick sideline. and could not connect with the senior tight end. So, boy, Jay, a shaky start for West Brunswick offensively, and now the Trojans down 7-0 find themselves in a 3rd and long situation on their second drive of the first quarter.
Weston Sharp and company are down over top the ball, wanting to get going. So let's see what McCray can do.
They're going to give it to Daniels. He's fighting for yardage, but going to be well short of the line to gain. Picked up about 5 yards to the 49-yard line of Topsail, but not enough for a first down, and that's going to, again, bring the West Brunswick punt team onto the field.
Yeah, Dylan Norris, one of several Pirate defenders in on that stop. So Jurasek out to punt the second time in 4 minutes here in the first quarter.
8:10 showing on the first quarter clock. West Brunswick down 8-0. And Trojan punt team on the field again on 4th and 4. A good snap. A low kick over toward the Topsail sideline. And it rolls out of bounds at Jay about the 27-yard line, it looks like. We'll see where it's marked. Oh, at the 25 maybe. Can't see exactly where they're going to mark it, but boy, if the West Brunswick defense ever needed a stop, it's right here, Jay. It feels like they just came off the field after allowing the 79-yard touchdown, and after 3 offensive plays, Topsail's going to get it right back.
Well, they kind of sort of did, Sam, and it's going to be up to the defense now to try to make something happen. West has not turned the ball over many times this year. I only saw 1 interception, maybe 2 for the season.
Handoff up the middle. West Brunswick did a pretty good job bottling Howe up. It looks like he picked up, we'll call it 4 yards, out to the 29. That'll set up a 2nd and 6 with about 7.5 minutes left here in the opening frame.
Skipper, among others, in on the stop that time. I think Webb was around the ball as well, Tyleek Webb. So 2nd and 4 for the Pirates.
Topsail in a little power eye formation there. This time they're going to give it to the fullback, and he's brought down for a short gain, a yard to the 30-yard line, and West Brunswick again forces Topsail into a quick 3rd down situation, but the last 3rd down play, Topsail had a 79-yard pitch and catch for a touchdown. This one's going to be 3rd and 5 with the ball at the 30-yard line.
Well, Jack Lambert, the last time he had this situation, he went 79 yards. Let's see if he can do it again.
Jay, is that the – no, never mind. That's Howe flanking the quarterback.
Wyatt coming.
Oh, Jay, they had it. Topsail had it set up. It was a middle screen, but Lambert was forced to get rid of it really quickly with pressure from Wyatt. Boy, Topsail had a great play call for what West Brunswick did with the blitz, and he may still be running, Jay, if they are able to connect there. Instead, it's going to be a 4th and 5 from the 30-yard line of Topsail.
Yeah, sometimes the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that time Carter Wyatt from his linebacker position put pressure on Lambert. So sets up the 4th and punt situation for Topsail.
Nathan Lau handles the punting duties, and it's a
air.
high kick. J.J. Cobb signaling for a fair catch.
Wow.
Lets it hit the turf, and it rolls down at the 10-yard line, 40, and then another 20, a 60-yard punt by number 44, Nathan Lau. And after 2 really good starting field positions for West Brunswick, this time the ball marked at their own 10 after the really good punt by Lau, and the Trojans will have to go 90 to score a touchdown here midway through the first quarter.
Lau averages 32.5 yards a kick, so you can
almost doubled it.
Oh, you see what a great kick it was. Always said it's better to be lucky than good. That time he was lucky and good, getting that ball up in the air the way he did, and then the lucky bounce that went forward.
Yep, of course. 1st and 10 from the 10. Out route intended for JoJo Hamrick. Falls to the turf incomplete. It was Caleb Jacobs on the coverage for Topsail, setting up a 2nd and 10 with 6:11 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, nothing crazy that time. McCray had plenty of time, and the freshman Hamrick ran an out pattern, but they weren't even on the same page. So let's see what they can come up with on 2nd down.
The Trojans going to have to figure out a way to get Daniels going. Javen McCray with a very short gain on 2nd and 10. He was wrestled down at, Jay, we'll call it the 12-yard line, putting the Trojans in a 3rd and 8 situation. West Brunswick needs the 20 for a first down, Jay, and if you don't get this here, you're going to be punting from about your own end zone.
Not a good recipe for success, Sam Hickman. So hopefully West can do something on this down. And the guy they've been going to all year for this is either Cobb or the elusive Kevon Daniels.
So a timeout by West Brunswick before this 3rd down snap. 5:29 left in the opening quarter, and West Brunswick had a first down, Jay, on a 11-yard pass from McCray to Cobb on the first play of the game. And since then, I think their biggest gain is about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, it started out good, and it's gone downhill from there, Sam. And the Trojans not looking like the team that the past 2 weeks, 40 against Ashley, 48 against Laney, kind of shooting themselves in the foot here against a Topsail team that has had a hard time defending this year, coming in tonight's game, giving up about 32 points a game, but haven't really looked like that thus far, but a lot of football left to go.
So the Trojans have a 3rd and 8 from their own 12-yard line. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. That one's going to go to Cobb.
Oh, that's
He's short. Boy, Jay, I thought he had a lot of running room over there, but he tried to turn it inside and was stopped. And that is yet again going to bring on the West Brunswick punt team as Cobb was tackled 2 yards short of the line to gain. I'd love to I thought maybe he was going to keep coming toward the sideline, but I didn't have a great look at it either.
Nick Booten may have had a little bit to do with that, Sam, from his free safety position for Topsail. Made a nice stop and sets up the punt situation.
So 4th and 2 from the 18. A low kick by Urasek, but it takes a Trojan bounce. Topsail return man has room. That's got to be a block in the back, and it is. So Topsail returns the kick to about the 31, but it's going to come back a little closer to midfield as the Pirates are whistled for a block in the back. I think it was J.J. Cobb who was trying to make the tackle and was pushed in the back there near the 40-yard line, close to the West Brunswick sideline.
Was Wilson on the return for Topsail, but as Sam described, that's going to come back because of the penalty, the block in the back. So the officials going to mark it off from the 40, Sam. It's going to go back a ways. Still excellent field position.
Yep, starting at midfield, partner. Ball marked right at the 50. So a tough opening 7.5 minutes for West Brunswick. Topsail with an 8-0 lead. 4:35 left in the first quarter, and Topsail starts this drive at the West Brunswick 50. still on his feet, dragging tacklers across the 40 to the 36. Partner, I was trying to think that was number 22, Caleb Mayberry, the junior tailback.
Yeah, he's their second leading rusher. Howe, 475 yards, and Mayberry at 156. But the number that jumped out at me was he averages nearly 7 yards per carry. So he's a dangerous runner out there, 5'9", 180-pound junior running back.
1st and 10 from the Trojan 36. Man in motion, jet sweep, and a good tackle. I believe that was number 42, Tyleek Webb, who got to the ball carrier. Number 42, Garmendez, was the receiver there on the jet sweep, but Tyleek Webb stopped him for no gain, setting up a 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line of West Brunswick.
Webb's been pretty active here, Sam, in this first quarter tonight. That's at least the third, maybe fourth play.
Jay, Topsail has a receiver not covered. They had a receiver not covered.
And he's not covered.
Nobody lined up to cover the receiver.
Boy, another mistake in the secondary of West, and it's going to cost them big time.
Jay, they only played the snap with 10 men on the field. There were only 10 men on the field for on defense. West Brunswick played the whole play without a cornerback on the field.
And that was pretty obvious, wasn't it? We'll have to take another look at that one sometime here.
Yep. After the play, Darian Bimbo ran on the field for this play, but he came from the sideline. Heavy set for Topsail, handoff to the fullback, and he walks into the end zone. A dominant opening 9 minutes by the visiting Topsail Pirates, and the Trojans in trouble early. 2:51 left in the opening frame, and West Brunswick down 14-0.
Let's look at this play again, Sam.
Watch, Jay. Nobody covered the receiver down at the bottom of the screen. That was T.T. Hussein running from his outside linebacker position, trying to trace him down, but he is not the cornerback.
It's hard to beat you with 11. It's just about impossible if you only got 10. So a mistake by West. Topsail makes them pay. They're going for the extra point here. It'll be a 15-0 lead.
And danger zone early for West Brunswick. An extra point away from falling behind 15-0. Hold is down. Kick is no good. So, Jay, between the successful two-point conversion after the first touchdown and the missed extra point there, it ends up being just like two made extra points, and Topsail has a 14-0 lead. But, Jay, that missed extra point there, the first thing that has went right for West Brunswick in the game's opening 9 minutes.
Yeah, you hate to say it that way, Sam, but I actually think you are right. You have to wait for the other team to make a mistake to be something positive for you. But Trojans down 2 scores. That's the bad news. The good news is they've got 3 full quarters and nearly 3 minutes of the first quarter to climb back into this. So,
yeah, Jay, if you're gonna have a 14-point deficit, you'd rather it be early, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Brett and the guys on the sideline down there will get it squared away. And it looks like I think right now West kind of back on their heels and just need a kind of a big play, some kind of a spark. And they've got a lot of sparkers out there that can do that, particularly Bell and Daniels. Now the kickoffs for Topsail have been kind of an adventure.
Jay, West has only got 10 guys on the field again,
and they're looking towards the sidelines. And something is wrong, and number 4, Michael Simpson, is going onto the field. So that's going to give you 11. Which, again, is a lot better if the other team has 11.
Boy, lining up issues, alignment issues, personnel issues. This one's a high kick, angled toward the sideline, fielded by Michael Smith. And, Jay, he called it out of bounds, so it's going to be against Topsail. the kick is going to be out of bounds, so West can elect to have this ball at what, Jay, the 40-yard line?
I think it goes to the looks like it's 5 yard. No, 40. Yeah, they're moving
The
it up
35?
moving it up to the 40, I think. Or just inside the 40.
Yep. The 35. So West, who only has one first down here in the first quarter, takes over on offense with 2 minutes 50 seconds left in the opening frame and trailing 14-0, 1st and 10 at their own 35. Kevon Daniels this time with a tough run out to the 39-yard line. It was 53, Aiden Burback, the junior defensive end and linebacker, who made the tackle. So a good gain on first down by Kevon Daniels, the area's leading rusher, Jay, if I'm not, or the conference's leading rusher, if I'm not mistaken. And it'll be a 2nd and 6 from the West Brunswick 39.
You know, Sam Burbach, 6 total tackles coming into tonight's game. That's at least his 3rd, if not 4th, here in the first quarter.
There's Cobb, partner, and he's got a little room. A good pitch and catch from Javen McCray to number 7, J.J. Cobb, a 21-yard gain. And finally, signs of life from the West Brunswick offense, 1st and 10 at the 40. What happened here, partner?
Well, let's see it again. Cobb just, coming across the field. And you get to him and the ball in space, and that's just a nice 360 by J.J. And a little vertical run-in helps, too.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 40. This is going to be Daniels on the give, and he was slung to the turf at the, Jay, we'll call it the 38-yard line, a gain of 2 to set up a 2nd and 8.
I'll tell you what, this kid Burbach's having a great game tonight, and that time had some help from strong safety Jacob Holland, who is the leading tackler thus far this season for the Pirates. But not much room out there for number 32, Kevon Daniels, to get moving here tonight.
2nd and 8, ball at the 38. Here's a little RPO. J.J. Cobb, the pass catcher, slung out of bounds very close to the line to gain. Jay, I think he's going to be a little bit short. It was about a 7-yard gain. But, Jay, don't you think with Topsail loading the box, West is going to have to make that throw and catch to be successful here tonight offensively?
Yeah, if they're going to take the run away from you, if they're electing to say, hey, Daniels, you're not going to beat us, then it's going to be up to Peanut and Cobb to connect.
Here's Kevon Daniels. He's got room still on his feet. Finally brought out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Daniels' best run of the night. Jay picked up about 7 or 8 yards and plenty enough for a West Brunswick first down as we're approaching the 30-second mark here in the first quarter. West will have to snap it at least one more time here in the fourth. Or the first, rather.
Daniels is a big kid at 190 pounds, and he delivers a blow.
Oh, pass batted down. It's going to be an incomplete pass. He was looking for the receiver over there, number 82, I believe that's Jason Smith.
Booten again with a good play for Topsail. And right now, West not playing what you might call West ball.
Feels like the Trojans need a score here, partner, on this drive.
I'll tell you what, it would sure look good on that scoreboard.
Down a couple touchdowns, 2nd and 10, ball's at the 23. This time they're going to keep it on the ground with Javen McCray, and he picks up about 3 yards on the quarterback draw to set up a 3rd and 7 from the 20-yard line. And, Jay, that is going to be the final play of the opening frame, a quarter that was dominated by the visiting Topsail Pirates. So Topsail leads West Brunswick 14-0 after 1 quarter of play here on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. We are almost set for the start of the second quarter. And, Jay, what a big play it is here. What will be the first snap of the second period. West Brunswick faces a 3rd and 7 from the 20-yard line of Topsail. Topsail had a touchdown run and a long touchdown pass in the opening frame. And the Pirates have a 14-0 lead as we are almost set to begin the second quarter.
And you can see the Coach Hickman and the kids huddled around there getting their last second instructions to start this second quarter. It's homecoming here tonight at West, so a lot of color and pageantry of high school football, Friday Night Lights, all rolled into one. And maybe that first quarter, Trojans just kind of need to get their sea legs and see if they can't get things going in the right direction here in quarter number 2.
So 3rd and 7 from the 20. Corner route to Cobb, and way off the mark there. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 7 from the Topsail 20-yard line. The Trojans need 7 yards to keep the drive alive. And, Jay, it would be a 37-yard kick from here. I think maybe freshman kicker JoJo Hamrick has the range, but I'd be really shocked if West did anything but leave the offense on the field here with the ball at the 20-yard line.
Well, Hamrick's out on the field, but I don't think he's out on the field to kick. So good pressure that time by Burbach. And again, this time Austin Hobson. There you go. Oh, my. What happened?
Had a man wide open in the end zone, but McCray could not connect with his receiver, and Topsail with a turnover on downs. Man, the receiver was all alone in the front of the end zone. It was Jason Smith, the intended receiver. And, Jay, it was tough to tell what happened. I don't know exactly what happened.
Did it get deflected? Maybe we get a chance later on to take another look at that one. But I thought maybe that was going to be 6, and then all of a sudden the ball just went awry.
Those nachos look delicious, sir.
You know, it looks to me, Sam, that McCray much more comfortable throwing when he's moving.
Yeah.
Than just, staying back in the pocket.
Looked like he made a good throw there, partner.
Sure did.
Couldn't quite connect. Fake handoff. That one sails out of bounds at the feet of Maddox Ward, the West Brunswick offensive lineman there on the home sideline. So Topsail tries to air it out on first down, and it's an incomplete pass to set up a 2nd and 10 from Topsail's 20-yard. Jay, there's a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be against the Pirates. Ineligible receiver downfield. It will be backed up to the 15-yard line. And, Jay, I believe they'll replay the down here, 1st and 15.
Geez, I'm not so sure. I may have wanted 2nd and 10 and
Yeah.
1st and 15.
Yeah, I think I may have wanted the same. Oh,
There
a
you
great
go.
play.
Who's that?
Guess who? Number 44, Carter Wyatt, read that play from the start and tripped up Hal. So, Jay, that's exactly why you take the penalty, like I said.
Yeah.
So now you got him in 2nd and 16.
We hadn't
No.
figured out.
I would have declined it as well.
We said it wrong, but I'll tell you what.
There you go.
I'll tell you what I didn't say wrong is Carter Wyatt, 49 solos coming into this evening's game. It's at least 50 with that one, and Wyatt just keeps on marching on.
So 2nd and 16, ball at the 14-yard line. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle, and Hal fights his way to the 19-yard line, a gain of 5, but that will set up a 3rd and 11 for the Pirates. Ball's at the 19. Topsail needs its own 30 for a first down.
Yeah, DeMarc Howell, a very dangerous runner. He can hit some home runs on you. 475 yards, 8.8 per touch. He's got 5 touchdowns and also caught a couple of passes for Wayne Emmons' Topsail Pirates thus far this year. So big 3rd down play for West. They got to stop Topsail here.
3rd and 11. Darian Bimbo with an excellent tackle over by the Topsail sideline. Topsail completes the pass, and it looked like the receiver, Velasquez, had some room to run, but Bimbo with a really sure tackle. Boy, Jay may have saved a first down there.
You know, he's got 20 coming into the game, he being Bimbo, but I know I've heard you and Brett talk about him, and he may be as good a tackler as there is on this year's West team, and you saw it evidence there.
So 4th and 7, a low snap, partner. Oh, and West Brunswick couldn't come up with the.
Going to run this one, though.
Cobb's going to have a chance. Jay, he's got some room. If West blocks for him, he's got some room. J.J. Cobb, he's still on his feet. No flags. J.J. Cobb, a 60-yard punt return touchdown. No flags on the field. And it was the West Brunswick special teams that have brought life to a capacity homecoming crowd. Trojans trim into their deficit. Cobb's punt return TD makes the score 14-6 Topsail. 9.5 minutes left here in the second quarter.
And that, my friend, is what speed can do. And, you know, Cobb let that punt earlier in the first quarter bounce past him. This time it bounced, but it bounced straight up. And J.J. grabbed it, and, you know, the rest is history. Man, that kid is fast. And some good blocking.
Boy, they had it set up perfectly. I mean, once he got past the initial wave of a couple guys, there was nobody with really much of a chance to bring him down.
Freshman JoJo Hamrick in for the point after.
Good snap, good hold, kick is up, kick is good. So Hamrick continues his impressive place kicking work. Jay, let's take us through this punt return.
Well, the kicker did a great job getting the ball up, and here's the big hop. The first time it bounced past him 20 yards. This time it bounced to him, and looky. There's a couple of blocks there, and you know, Cobb again doesn't need a wide gaping hole. He just needs a little bit of daylight, and man, once he hits that crack in the door, he can go. And you showed it. You certainly saw it on that punt return. I see him.
65 yards, Jay. I said 60. It was a 65-yard punt return touchdown. Jay, that is now a kickoff return for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown for J.J. Cobb on the season, his 11th total TD.
Yeah, the kid's had just a phenomenal year, and he's got another year. He's only a junior, and just kind of wonder where this kid could project collegiately if, in fact, he chooses to go that route. He's not real big, but as we said before, he is really quick.
And, Jay, remember, he's just a junior.
Yeah, got another year, and you know, he's got obviously receives the football so well, 40 catches before tonight, and he's got 2 or 3 already here this evening. So,
Jay, now really important for the Trojans to cover the following kick and try to maintain some of this momentum that they just built. Hamrick booms that one to about the 8-yard line. Howell on the Jay, he's got some room.
He can go. Hamrick.
DeMark Howell with an excellent return, and partner, that's what I was afraid of. Boy, if you don't cover the kick, you can lose all the momentum you just got from the punt return touchdown. And now Topsail takes over with the ball at the 40-yard line of West Brunswick. Pirates leading 14-7.
Well, you saw the importance of special teams in 2 consecutive plays. The punt return for score by J.J. Cobb, and of course the really good kickoff return by Howe, which, Sam, you're right. I mean, kind of digs the Pirates out of a hole, at least from momentum point of view anyway.
So 1st and 10 from the West Brunswick 40. Handoff around the right side. Michael Simpson was there, but it was a 5-yard gain on the run by number 22, Caleb Mayberry. And boy, Jay, one offensive snap, and Topsail's at the 35-yard line of the Trojans.
Well, they gave DeMark Howell the play off, and they got a pretty good guy to hand it off to when Howell's not there, and Caleb Mayberry is averaging nearly 7 yards a carry, and he got about 5 of them that time.
A single back formation, 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. 2nd and 5. Very nearly, Carter Wyatt very nearly got the handoff. And now Topsail all the way inside the 15-yard line of West Brunswick. Wyatt nearly jarred it loose as Lambert was handing it off to Mayberry, but nobody else was there on the West Brunswick defense, and Topsail in business trying to get that 2-touchdown lead right back, partner.
Boy, the Trojans gambled that time with Carter blitzing. Almost came up with a spectacular play, but somehow Lambert was able to get the ball to Mayberry, and Mayberry picks up big yardage.
8:05 left before halftime. Topsail up 14-7. Mayberry again. This time the Trojans are there and trying to rip the ball loose. And they bring Mayberry to the ground at the 10-yard line, a gain of 2. That will set up a 2nd and 8. And Jay, now DeMark Howe coming back into the game for the Pirates.
Hussein, on the stop that time, had some help from Mikey Smith too, but West has got 3 big downs here. They don't want to undo the good that they did with that big punt return by Cobb. And
Topsail in the I formation.
That's Kane in at quarterback.
Now a man in motion. Topsail in the power I. 1 receiver to the bottom of the screen.
Too much time. Oh, okay.
Timeout by the Topsail offense before that 2nd down snap. So 7:12 left before halftime. And Jay, the 65-yard punt return touchdown by J.J. Cobb got the Trojans right back in this game. But then, boy, momentum is a funny thing. You give up about a 60-yard kickoff return all the way to the 40-yard line, and now Topsail knocking on the door in the Trojan red zone. After the timeout, the Pirates will have a 2nd and 8 from the 10. A game can change so many times, and it can change so quickly.
It can, and that's what you have to hope happens here if you are a West Brunswick fan, that Old Mo swings your way on this set of downs and see if the Trojans can escape. And, of course, if you're from Hampstead, if you're tuning in on Facebook Live and catching us from up there, you're happy with the way your Pirates are playing and with this 14-7 lead and knocking on the door for more. You know, they played Hoggard, nothing?
It was scoreless at halftime.
Yeah, so they're capable.
Man in motion. 2nd and 8 from the 10-yard line. A handoff to Howe, and he was hit by, I believe that was Tristan Williams with the initial hit. Corbin Skipper also in on the tackle. Howe stopped for a 2-yard gain. Jay, we're going to call it 3rd and a long 5 ball at the 8-yard line. 6 minutes, 45 seconds left before halftime.
It's like Jack Lambert checking back in. No, wait a minute. Kane's still out there?
Yep.
Kane is still
14,
there.
Travis Kane, the senior quarterback, splits time with Jack Lambert.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are spread wide on the left.
Play action pass. And really good coverage by number 20, Darian Bimbo, over at the top of your screen. And the pass falls incomplete, setting up a 4th and 6. Ball is at the West Brunswick 8. And, Jay, I believe Topsail's going to send the field goal unit out. It is number 44.
That's Lau.
Lau. Excuse me, Jay, I had the wrong double number. 55, Cody Kirk, who handles the place-kicking duties. It will be a 25-yard field goal attempt. 6:26 left before halftime. Kirk missed his first extra point attempt. This will be a 25-yard field goal try.
And he's missed his only field goal attempt this year.
Drilled it.
Not that time.
Boy, he boomed that one through. So number 55, Cody Kirk, bangs in the 25-yard field goal try. And, Jay, after the long kickoff return, it's got to feel like a half victory for the West Brunswick defense? Yeah, you at least kept them out of the end zone and prevented falling behind by two touchdowns again.
Yeah, you could look at it that way. And if you're Wayne Inman, you take 3, right? You score, you get points on the board. So a pretty good job by both teams that time.
Good execution on the field goal try by the Topsail Pirates. And, boy, Kirk just split the uprights on that one after missing wildly on his initial extra point try of the contest. So Topsail leads 17-7, 6:21 left in the second quarter. It is homecoming at MH Rourke Stadium, and Topsail doing its best to spoil that, Jay, with a 10-point lead almost midway through the second quarter.
Well, after watching Cobb return that punt for a touchdown, maybe now we know why Topsail is electing to do these kind of unusual kickoffs, right? Kind of pooching it in the air, maybe 15, 20 yards, conceding field position, but not letting Cobb
out
get
of
the
bounds. So interesting, Jay, that time where the West Brunswick tight end had been, they moved Kevon Daniels over to that side to catch it and maybe, get Daniels an extra touch.
That's good coaching.
I would agree.
Yeah, Mikey
Smith was on the other side.
You know what? Mikey Smith probably never caught a kickoff in his life until tonight, and he's caught 2 already, right? So.
Yep. But, Jay, you'll take that if you're Topsail all day.
Yeah.
You're not going to kick it to Cobb, and if you kick it out of bounds and they start at the 35 the way your defense is played, so what? No big deal. I mean, that's the play if you're Topsail.
I don't know up until now, and let's, qualify that. Up until now, 6:21 to go here in the second quarter. West really hasn't gotten untracked offensively. Their score came on that punt return, but plenty of time for the Trojans to get it in gear, and plenty of room out there at the middle of the field.
So West Brunswick trying to bring more receivers on the field, I assume, to lighten that box that Daniels is facing. Jay, it's a live ball. No, incomplete pass. Okay.
Boy, that was close.
Kind of a late call, but that was a run-pass option try there, and McCray pulled it and went to throw it to Cobb out wide, but it was deflected, and the pass falls incomplete to set up a 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was probably a little closer than what you may have thought at first glance, whether it was a forward pass or a backwards pass, and the results of that would have been significantly different.
Well, Jay, the best bet for West may have been no whistle and have Cobb, run around and try and pass.
He's going to throw this one? No.
Nope, he's not.
He's looking. Do you know whether or not that's a play in the West playbook, Sam?
I hadn't seen him run it in 5 games, but it may be.
Statistically, I haven't seen where he's thrown a pass. But he kind of sort of looked like he was thinking about it then, did he not?
Yeah, I mean, he was running horizontal to the line of scrimmage, and we see him on those jet sweeps. I mean, he just, attacks the defense. So I'm wondering if – but no one on that side of the field went out for a pass, I don't believe. Jay, I'd have to take a second look at it. But nevertheless, 3rd and 6, ball at the 39-yard line. Slant pass to Cobb. He's hit, still on his feet. J.J. Cobb still on his feet. Brought down at the 30-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle by Topsail's number 30, Dylan Norris. And, boy, Norris better be glad he got his shoe tops or Cobb was gone.
Holy cow, watch this again. And this is the play right here. Watch the hit. Boom, and he keeps his balance, beats another tackler, and only a great shoestring tackle by Norris, I think, keeps Cobb out of the end zone.
So 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of the Pirates. Dylon Bellamy in the backfield with Javen McCray, and this time it's Bellamy on the carry. He was brought down for maybe a yard at the 28-yard line.
Sam, is as good as the West offensive line has played the past couple of weeks, the strength perhaps of the Topsail team is their defensive line, and I'd say at least for the first
advantage Topsail.
Yeah, they've kind of won that line of scrimmage battle, I think, and that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen Daniels.
This is going to end up as a timeout, partner. The play clock Oh, maybe not. West Brunswick gets lined up.
Yeah, it is.
And West Brunswick head coach Brett Hickman not happy about something.
He's not the only coach that's not happy.
Receivers couldn't get lined up correctly there, it appears. And wide receivers coach John Sullivan none too pleased before this 2nd and 9 snap from the 28-yard line. Boy, the tackle that Norris made to trip up J.J. Cobb was huge. Huge. There's no way he wasn't scoring had Norris not, tripped him up there.
I'm still, we've talked a lot about Cobb here this evening, and rightfully so. Not real big. We've kind of emphasized his speed, but maybe we're undervaluing his strength because the way he broke that one tackle.
I have no idea how he – and Jay almost was tackled right after the catch.
Yeah.
Held his feet. Then they corralled him. Yeah. And he, got free. Not exactly sure how he pulled that off.
Well, he may get another chance here. 3 receivers to the right.
2nd and 9. Ball is at the 28-yard line. 4:17 left here in the second quarter. West Brunswick down by 10. Oh, very nearly picked off.
Wow. Dylan Norris.
West Brunswick has to find a way somehow to get Kevon Daniels involved, whether it's in the pass game, or on the ground. But he just has not been able to get free so far, and credit to Topsail for that.
Yeah, look, he came into this evening's game with almost 700 yards on the ground. That's, 130-some yards a game. I don't know that Daniels has got 30 here in the first half.
Here's Kevon Daniels around the right side. Daniels has got room, still on his feet, rumbling inside the 5-yard line. Right on cue, Kevon Daniels with a huge 3rd and 9 conversion, and the Trojans have a 1st and goal at the 3.
Yeah.
He's just got to get going.
Well, and sometimes you just got to keep going back to it. Let's watch it.
I mean, look at this kid, Jay. He's an absolute unit.
There's not a lot of blocking on that play,
Nope.
Mostly Daniels, and he's got that kind of capability. Big, strong kid.
So 1st and goal at the 3. The give to Daniels, still on his feet, across the goal line for a West Brunswick touchdown. Kevon Daniels, 3-yard rushing touchdown, and the Trojans, with his first offensive touchdown of the night, have pulled to within 4 at 17-13. Kevon Daniels' special junior year continues. And, Jay, if I could backtrack a little bit, when I say he's got to get going, I don't think he's done anything wrong tonight. He's just had no room to run.
No, he had. It's been more a good defensive on the part of Topsail.
A good snap, a good hold, a good kick. JoJo Hamrick 2 for 2 on extra point attempts. And the Trojans down by 3 with 3:58 left in the first half. Now, Jay, let me ask you, are you kicking this ball off to DeMarc Howe?
Not unless I have to. I mean, they do have to kick off, but they don't necessarily have to kick off to DeMarc Howe. So strategically, maybe they want to try to figure a way to keep the ball away from Howe, and if it ends up in his hands, man, play special teams like you've never played before.
Yep. And Jay, I might employ the Topsail strategy. Kick it out of bounds at the 30.
Well,
if they start at the 35, you could do worse.
Right? I'd rather them have to, go 65, 70 yards on 10, 12 plays than one play for them to go 80, right, with Howe.
Yep, absolutely agree.
Hey, I'm kind of impressed with this JoJo Hamrick.
He can kick it.
Kid's
Have
got
you
a
heard
foot.
this? Did you read it in the paper? Or no, I don't think I included it in the story, how they discovered him.
No.
He was just out on the field before the Ashley game and pregame, before they even put their uniforms on, kicking field goals.
Get out of here.
And he's a real unassuming kid, they tell me. And Brett said, JoJo, he was making like 35, 40-yard kicks. And Brett says, JoJo, you didn't tell me you could kick. I knew you could punt. I didn't know you could kick. And you know what Hamrick says?
Coach, you never asked.
You didn't ask. And Brett said, well, shame on me.
Shame on me, right. ninth graders aren't supposed to talk much anyway, right? So,
Yep, that's right.
But Hammer's got a great foot. Let's see what he does with it here.
So we'll see what the Trojans do here. They are going to do a short kind of pooch kick, but that's the other Topsail tailback on the return. And he's still on his feet, finally brought down at Jay. See what I said? If you kicked it out of bounds, boy, West Brunswick thought he signaled for a fair catch, but apparently he did not, and he was brought down at the 36-yard line, but still a lot better than Hal returning it to your 40, right?
Yeah, good call, Coach Hickman, and see what West can do if they can stop Topsail here with 3:51 still to play here in second quarter. A chance to get the ball back and maybe even get a lead. The way they started this game off, who would have thought that?
Yep. Good point, partner. 1st and 10 from the Topsail 36. Screen. Noah Helms, the tackler, but the screen executed to perfection to number 42, Garmendez. And one play, and Topsail moves the ball out toward midfield. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the Topsail 48.
I know Coach Hickman was talking about the ability of Topsail to throw those screens, and he said our kids are really going to have eye discipline, right? Not overcommit, make sure they know where that ball is. Oh. Believe that one's going to go against the Trojans, Sam. But I don't know.
Defensive pass interference, Jay. Look, Bimbo turned his head around and found the ball. I guess for impeding the receiver's traffic, I assume that was the ruling there, but the DPI penalty moves the ball to the 37-yard line of West Brunswick. And Topsail trying to add another score here before the halftime break. 1st and 10 from the 37. Oh, a good tackle. Is that Wyatt?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Boy, he's good, Sam.
What a player he is.
He is really, really, really good. Boy, Duke is getting a great player. I don't know what position he's going to play at Duke, but whatever it is, I just think he's going to do a wonderful job. Great kid, academically off the charts, and very polite and just a good kid. He really is, and one heck of a high school football player.
Sure is, partner. 2nd and 9 from the 36-yard line. Topsail in the shotgun. That time, Bimbo got his head around, found the ball, and made an excellent play. Very nearly came up with an interception.
Yeah.
And that's going to set up a 3rd and 9 from the 36-yard line of West Brunswick.
I can't tell if is that number 40? I think
40.
McGuire was the intended receiver, and I think McGuire had to play defense that time to keep Bimbo away from the ball. Big down here for the Trojans. They can stop them here and force a punt. Of course, I don't know. They may view it. They being Topsail might figure they're in 4-down territory, but let's see what the Trojans can do here.
I think they might hand it off here, partner. 2.5 minutes left, 3rd and 9, and Tyleek Webb jumps offside.
Boy, that hurts. That hurts, and nobody knows it any more than Tyleek.
And, Jay, now you're certainly thinking 2 downs to get 4 yards instead of 9. That just changes the equation completely.
And changes a lot of players on the field for Topsail as well. West has played pretty well tonight in terms of penalties. Now, they did have that one penalty that isn't a penalty when you got 10 kids on the field.
Yeah.
Right? So.
They had the defensive pass interference, that offsides, and then they jumped offsides on an extra point attempt that allowed Topsail to go for 2. But, yeah, for the most part, Jay, pretty clean
game. Yeah, pretty clean game.
3rd and 4, ball is at the 31-yard line. He's short.
Boy,
It was a good gain by Topsail, but Hal's going to be about 2 yards shy as the game clock ticks down to the 2 minute, almost the 2 minute 10-second mark. It's going to be, it's about 1.5 yards, partner, if I'm getting a good look at the chains there on the other side.
Coogee.
4th and 1.5 yards.
Sam Coogee in on the stop that time. First time I've heard you or me call his name tonight, but good tackle. Big 4th down play.
4th and 1.5. West Brunswick got to stay disciplined on defense and not jump.
And they almost did.
Almost did, didn't they? Delay a game. Oh, no, timeout was called. A flag went flying, but it was a timeout called on the field before the delay of game. And, Jay, they're definitely going to keep the offense on the field here on this 4th and we'll call it a short 2 or 1.5. Jay, biggest play of the game, no doubt about it. 1:38 left before halftime. Topsail going to go for a 4th and 2 from the 29-yard line.
Well, despite who was it? Cody Kirk, I guess, is their place kicker, and he has made one tonight from the 25-yard field goal. This one would be considerably farther. So, yeah, I think you're probably right, Sam. They're going to keep the offense on the field and try to pick up these couple of yards. So pretty good crowd here tonight in Charlotte. Sam Hickman, what do you think?
Yeah, Jay, awfully good showing from the student section.
And you know what? Looking across the field, a fair amount of people journeyed down from Hampstead.
Sure
right?
did.
Yeah.
Sure did. 4th and 2. Ball is at the 29-yard line of West Brunswick. Each team with 1 timeout left. Topsail in a power I with a tight end. Receiver to the bottom of the screen. Mayberry the back. Gets the handoff around the right side, and he got it. He got it on his second effort part. No, he got marked short. Jay, I believe he got marked short.
I think if Wyatt's the official, it's 1st down West.
It's a 1st down West Brunswick. Boy, Jay.
Coogee.
I understand we're in Charlotte, but I thought for sure Mayberry's second effort was more than enough for the 1st down yardage. But remember, folks, it wasn't 4th and inches. They had to get almost 2 yards there. And, Jay, did you happen to see who was in on the stop there? Tupac Coogee, playing safety for not he was switched over to safety early in the year, playing it for the first time in his life, partner. And what a couple plays he made on that drive.
Off to a good start. So, look. Trojans got a $131 to do something. Let's see what they can do.
That pass complete to number 9, Jordan McCall. So a good gain on 1st down by West Brunswick. Pass out to the 37-yard line.
Jordan's second catch of the season and came at a good time. 32 time.
So 2nd and 1 from the 37. Picked off.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Devastating.
Wow.
A devastating turn of events there from West Brunswick.
Well, Sam.
I mean, the receiver was open, partner. Just the timing. It's 82 Jason Smith.
Okay. I think you can put that under, 3 things happen when you throw the ball and 2 of them ain't so good, right? Yep. And that was one of those things that ain't so good. The other team intercepts on a deflected pass.
Oh, Jay, Topsail with 1:15 left, going to have a 1st and goal at the West Brunswick 6-yard line. And boy, any kind of stop here for the Trojans would be a huge boost going into the halftime break. And remember, partner, Topsail gets the ball coming out of the halftime break. So if Topsail scores here, it'll be a 2-score game, and the Pirates getting the ball after intermission.
Well, the West Brunswick defense, who come into this evening's game giving up nearly 41 points per game. They've obviously done a little better here tonight, only given up 17 thus far, but they really got to hunker down here and try to keep Topsail out of the end zone.
So 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Howe in the backfield behind quarterback number 14, Travis Kane, and the fullback, number 42, Garmendez. Toss sweep out to the left side. 1-yard line. Howe was 1 yard shy of the end zone.
Noah Helms in on this stop. Helms going to be a player, Sam. 6'2" junior, 17 tackles, got an interception. Got to come up with something big here, though.
2nd and goal from the 1 yard line. Ball 40 seconds left in the first half. Topsail bleeding some clock here. Handoff to the fullback. Easy touchdown. A big surge by the.
That hurts. Big
surge by the Topsail offensive line, and scored rather easily there after the 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Of course, the backbreaker, interception on 2nd and inches, really, on a pass intended for Jason Smith. And the Pirates now have a 23-14 lead with 34 seconds left before the halftime break.
Cody Kirk for the extra point.
Kirk splits the uprights, and it's 24-14 Topsail with 34 seconds left before halftime. And, boy, Jay, how quickly momentum can change. West Brunswick came up with a huge 4th down stop, got the ball back, had a good gain on 1st down, and then, turned it over on its 2nd offensive play of that drive. And it's, instead of West going and taking a lead into the break, with a drive there at the end of the half, they turn it over. It's returned to the 6-yard line, and like much of the rest of the first half, it was all Topsail.
Yeah, one might argue this has not been an A effort tonight by the Trojans.
I would say D.
And yet they're only down 10. Okay, and let's try to put a positive spin on this, as hard as it might be at this time. And look, 7 of those points that they've scored tonight have come on special teams plays. But if Topsail continues to kick off the way they have this evening, unless in this tricky now that, like, you're right, I see Daniels over there where Mikey Smith was at the 30. If they kick that way, maybe he can come up with it. It's not even going to go that far.
No. Now West should get that one, Jay, 5 yards up from there. Now the question is, after the back-breaking turnover, do the Trojans even try to move down the field here and get some points?
Absolutely. You mean to tell me Daniels or Cobb can't go 50 yards in 34 seconds? We know they can. Just got to do some blocking up front and get those kids out where they can do something.
Partner, game 1, Brewers 2, Braves 1, final.
You told me.
Braves had 2 on, 1 out in the 9th inning, and ground out.
You told me that the Brew crew are like sneaky good.
Their pitching is just elite.
And they know all-stars, but, man, they just –
lineup is serviceable, not fantastic, but Jay went to throw it again, and nobody went out for a pass.
There's one receiver down there, maybe 2. I don't think we'll see another West play here in the first half.
Yeah,
He, again, looked like he wanted to throw the ball as he did
No,
earlier
and
in the first half, but nobody to throw to.
The Jay, on that, the receiver's got to go out about 5 yards and fake the block and then release. Well, the receiver was running 20 yards down the field faking the block, and the corner didn't bite up alertly. But all Topsail in the first half, and the Pirates have a 24-14 edge at halftime on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. We'll be back with the second half.
+3. At from each grade level. We have the pride of West Brunswick out there, our dance team, and our JROTC color guard. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the freshman class, we have Macy Long, escorted by Samuel Cotton. Macy is the daughter of Jonathan and Leanne Long. She plans to attend the University of Alabama to major in biology before entering dental school. She is escorted by Sam Cotton. Sam is the son of Rick and Mimi Cotton. He plans to attend a 4-year university, possibly majoring in criminal justice. Representing the sophomore class, Cadence Prince, escorted by Tristan Williams. Cadence is the daughter of Mark and Angie Gore. She plans to attend the college to study in the medical field, possibly to become an RN or a phlebotomist. Tristan is the son of Ashley Snipes and Sean Williams. He plans to earn a bachelor's degree from a university and then play in the NFL. And now, representing the junior class for Prince and Princess. First, we have Miley Ritchie, escorted by Ethan Cameron. Miley is the daughter of Kelly and Nathan Ritchie. She plans to attend UNCW to become a radiologist. Ethan is the son of Mark and Tara Cameron. He plans to attend med school at UNC Chapel Hill to pursue a career in pathology. Next up, Kendall Johnson, escorted by J.J. Cobb. Kendall is the daughter of Danielle and Jamal Moody and T.J. Johnson. She plans to attend NC-A&T University for 4 years and major in nursing. She would also like to attend BCC for cosmetology. JJ is the son of Samantha Reeves and Jeff Cobb. He plans to attend a college at UNC Chapel Hill. Next up, Elsie Irwin, escorted by Michael Simpson. Elsie is the daughter of Dana and Sam Irwin. She plans to attend a 4-year university to major in business and finance. Michael is the grandson of Mary and Carol Simpson. He plans to play football at a Division I college and major in architecture and minor in design. Next up, Madeline Bland, escorted by Weston Sharp. Madeline is the daughter of Christy and Greg Bland. She plans to pursue a career in healthcare. She will attend an in-state university after high school and then transition to ECU for graduate studies. Weston is the son of Michelle and Travis Sharp. He plans to play Division I football after high school. Ladies and gentlemen, your junior class representatives. Now for the results. Your homecoming prince, Michael Simpson. And your homecoming princess, Elsie Irwin. Let's give a big round of applause for Michael Simpson and Elsie Irwin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, representing the senior class for King and Queen. First, we have Lauren Eubanks, escorted by Justin Goodman. Lauren is the daughter of Lori and Todd Eubanks. She plans to go to Southeastern Community College to attend cosmetology school. If Lauren had a theme song, it would be Troubadour by George Strait. Justin is the son of Brian and Tangela Goodman. He plans to attend UNC Charlotte to pursue a marketing degree at the Belk School of Business. If Justin had a theme song, it would be Freestyle by Lil Baby. Next up, Jade Harbin, escorted by Michael Smith. Jade is the daughter of Vivian and Scott Harbin. After high school, she plans to attend a 4-year university. If Jade had a theme song, it would be Booted Up by Playboy XO. Mikey is the son of Lori Britt and Mickey Smith. He plans to attend a 4-year university after high school. If Mikey had a theme song, it would be Redbone by Childish Gambino. Next up, Kyla Bryant, escorted by Tavion King. Kyla is the daughter of Tracy and Alan Bryant. She plans to attend BCC for 2 years, then transfer to a university to study interior design. If Kyla had a theme song, it would be Dancing Queen by ABBA. Tavion is the son of Dominique Vereen and TJ King. He plans to attend BCC for 2 years and transfer to a 4-year university to major in business. If Tay had a song, it would be The Goat by Little TJ. Next up, Montana Murray, escorted by Landon Hartz. Montana is the daughter of Heather Murray. She plans to finish her associate's degree at Brunswick Community College, then transfer to Appalachian State to study psychology. If Montana had a theme song, it would be Where Did All the Time Go by Dr. Dog. Landon is the son of Beth and Roger Hartz. He plans to attend NC State and major in some type of engineering. If Landon had a theme song, it would be Madness by Muse. Next up, Trinity Chester, escorted by Tupac Coogee Crawford. Trinity is the daughter of Marilyn Chester. She plans to attend Appalachian State and earn her bachelor's degree to become a teacher. If Trinity had a theme song, it would be Beggin' by Manskin. Tupac is the son of Rachel Crawford. He plans to attend NC State to study environmental engineering. If Tupac had a theme song, it would be Money Longer by Lil Uzi Vert. And next, Valerie Cruz Cifuentes, escorted by Carter Wyatt. Valerie is the daughter of Henry Cruz and Carolina Cifuentes. She's unsure about what she wants to study, but her goals include traveling across the world, assisting people, animals, and contributing to a better society. If Valerie had a theme song, it would be This I Believe by Creed. Wyatt is the son of April and Jesse Visconti and Kevin Wyatt. He will attend Duke University on a football scholarship in January while majoring in business. If Carter had a theme song, it would be Trophies by by Drake. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the results. Your runner-up for Homecoming King is Tavon King. And your runner-up for homecoming queen, Kyla Bryant. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your homecoming king. Put your hands together and make some noise. Carter Wyatt. And now, your homecoming queen for 2021, Valerie Cruz Safuentes. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make a huge round of applause and congratulations to everyone on the court. Your homecoming king, Carter Wyatt. Homecoming queen, Valerie Cruz Safuentes.
We're almost set for the start of the second half inside M.H. Rourke Stadium. Jay, it's been a stunner so far. The 1-4 Topsail Pirates jumped all over the Trojans early and maintained that advantage through the entire first half. The Pirates have a 24-14 lead, and Topsail receives the opening kickoff of the second half.
Yeah, Sam, it's been a strange game. It's certainly not one of the better games that West has played here, particularly the last couple of weeks as they've been on a streak. They just struggled and haven't really gotten into sync very much tonight. They closed the margin down to 17 to 14, and had the ball back with a couple of minutes. Actually, I think it was less than 2 minutes to play, and unfortunately threw an interception, a deflected pass, and Topsail took advantage of that with Garmendez scoring from 2 yards out and 24-14 lead.
Topsail returns the opening kickoff of the second half to its own 40-yard line. It was Abel Urasek handling the kickoff duties this time, and 11:54 left in the third. And Jay, is his first drive of the second half a must-stop for the West defense?
I sure think it is, Sam. Even though you got 2 quarters of football to play and a lot of things can happen, but West Brunswick just needs to kind of establish themselves here tonight, which they have not in the first half. But a good defensive stand here would go a long way to getting them headed up the right direction.
Handoff around the right side. West had a guy there, and how's it going, partner?
Wow.
All kinds of running room and a huge 20-plus yard gain on 1st and 10 by DeMark Howe. Boy, 27 yards on 1st and 10, and just like that, Topsail has a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of West Brunswick.
Just the exact opposite, and there's one missed tackle. Mostly there's another one, finally Simpson pushes him out of bounds, but not the way the Trojans wanted to start this third quarter.
Hal came out of the game, Jay, kind of shaking his shoulder. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but Mayberry dropped by Noah Helms, and Corbin Skipper, I believe, was there, but a gain of 3 yards. 2 yards maybe to the
Sam Carter
31.
Carter White not going to be here next year because he's going to be at Duke, but number 30 Noah Helms, if he keeps hitting like that
what year is Helms, partner? Is he a junior?
Yeah. He's going to get a lot of playing time.
Hal back in the game now, and Jay's just bouncing it.
Yeah, he looks well there.
Tristan Williams there on the tackle.
Boy,
but
West,
not before about a 8 or 9 yard gain by DeMark Howe.
Sam, the Trojans just kind of, I don't want to say they're going through the motions. Clearly they're not, but they just don't have much of a step in their giddy up here lately. And
no spark, no life.
Yeah, which is highly unusual for, West Brunswick football.
So 1st and 10, ball is at the 24-yard line. Oh, boy. Carter Wyatt found a little spark.
That might be a spark. Wow.
Jeez, how DeMark Howe held on to that ball, I will never know. He was drilled as he got the handoff and lost 2 yards back to the 25.
And that is why you're going to play Division I football.
Watch
in the
this
ACC.
hit, partner. Boy, Hal never had a chance.
Carter White at its best.
Boom!
Bang! And you know what? Credit to Hal that time.
I don't know
for
how he
hanging
hung
on to the ball. Yeah. Maybe that's the spark they need.
Handoff fake. Pass is deep. Very nearly intercepted by Darian Bimbo near the goal line. So back-to-back successful defensive plays by West Brunswick sets up a 3rd and 12 with the ball at the 25-yard line. Jay, if you're West, you have to be conscious of the screen pass here on 3rd and long.
They like the screen. They like the boot. And, the bad news for West here is, they're in 4-down territory. So even if they're not don't pick it up on this particular down, you know they're going to come back and you got to stop them twice. So first things first.
3rd and 12. Ball is at the 25. Shotgun formation.
Darn.
First down, 3rd and long.
And that's just a nice play by Topsail that time, and made that 10 yards look awful easy on the slant. I think that catch was.
I mean, Jay, that's just so easy.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a simple pitch and catch, really.
Way too easy. It was the receiver that time. I think it was
Wilson?
Velasquez or.
I thought I heard Connor Wilson maybe.
Could have been.
Tall sweep around the right side. Noah Helms was there yet again. Dropped for, no gain, Jay? Maybe a loss of 1 at the 12-yard line? No gain. We'll call it 2nd and 10 coming up from the 12.
TT Hussein and on the stop as well as Helms. But once again, West Brunswick in danger of giving up more points.
And, Jay, another thing, there's 3.5 minutes already expired off the third quarter clock. And Topsail, threatening to extend its lead. Michael Simpson brings down the ball carrier at the 7-yard line, so a gain of about 5. That will set up a 3rd and 5 from the 7. Topsail can get a first down without scoring at about the 2-yard line or 2.5-yard line of the Trojans.
But, Sam, I don't think defensively you expect your safety to be running down the ball carrier from behind, 5 yards from the scrimmage line.
Nope. Topsail has controlled the line of scrimmage,
Sure
Jay.
have.
Bootleg.
There it is.
Touchdown. Easy.
Wow.
Boy, Topsail just all over West Brunswick. And it continues right into the second half. It was number 9, Jordan McCall, over in coverage, and Topsail has extended its lead to 30-14 with 7:54 left.
This Travis Kane, the quarterback.
I mean, Jay, there's nothing to that there. That's just really, really easy.
Yeah, not good coverage that time by West.
No good on the extra point. And, Jay, the only silver lining to that is 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions would tie the score with the deficit only being 16 points instead of 17, which would require 3 scores for West Brunswick. And, Jay, you mentioned it with West coming out of the break. Look at the sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just pitiful.
Well, the contrast, I noticed, like the Topsail kids were sprinting to get back onto the field, and the West kids not so much. And now, if you see them down on the sideline, they're just kind of I think they're in a bit of a daze right now. I don't think they're understanding what's going on either. But once again, a 16-point deficit with as much time as there is left to play, certainly something that West Brunswick can come back from.
But, Jay, you got to have to figure out a way to stop Topsail, which they've shown no ability to do through the game's first 27, 28 minutes.
That's sort of been the Achilles heel of West Brunswick for much of this season, is not their ability to score, but their ability to defend. So you're right, Sam. Both sides of the equation got to be worked.
There's a high-angled pooch kick. Boy, Jay, I didn't know if it was out of bounds over there.
Awfully close, wasn't it?
Boy, I thought there was no whistle, so I thought maybe
if that ball had somehow stayed in bounds, it's a live
Topsail ball,
yeah,
it's a kickoff. Jay, I think they might make them kick it again.
I believe from here I would.
So 7:54 left in the third. The Trojans, who are 2-1 in league play, and Topsail 0-3, but it's been all Pirates here tonight, Jay. West Brunswick had maybe a couple flashes in the first half, but, otherwise it has just been all Pirates. And maybe West Brunswick going to make them re-kick it, maybe trying to find that spark on special teams.
Well, they got one special teams touchdown already here this evening with Cobb's punt return. And they need something like that again to kind of get the giddy up in them. So they've been missing all night long offensively. Well, they're going to run this one back.
Jordan McCall returns it out toward the 40-yard line. Ruled down at what, Jay, the 36 or 37? So a good return by McCall. And West Brunswick, after allowing a touchdown on the first possession of the second half, takes over down 30-14. The Trojans have allowed 30 points in, 24 and then 28 minutes of game action. Again, it's been all Topsail, but a lot of time left as the Trojan offense takes the field. Javen McCray on the quarterback sweep around the right side. Very little running room. Give him 2 yards out to the 42, and that will set up a 2nd and 8.
Sometimes, Sam, it's easy to look at, in this case, West Brunswick and say, the kids are just not getting it going tonight. They're not, making the plays the way you expected and the way they do. But forget Topsail's playing pretty well defensively, right? So a lot of that may be the good game that the Pirates are playing.
Kavon Daniels with a nice burst, had a nice seam up the middle, picked up about 5 or 6 yards out to the 48-yard line. The Trojans need midfield for a first down, so a big 3rd and 2 snap coming up here. 3rd and 2, ball at the West Brunswick 48.
Sam, I'm looking at that West Brunswick offensive line. There is a big kid on there, 95. I do not have.
That's Jamarion Fullwood.
Okay.
I think he's just wearing a different number, I do believe.
He's a big boy.
There's Daniels. There's Daniels, still on his feet.
Loose
And
ball.
West got it. Boy,
Wow.
How fortunate were the Trojans there, Jay. I think that was a live ball.
It was.
They did not rule that he was down. Who jumped on it?
Well, I think Jacob Holland caused the fumble.
But a
And
big
number
game there,
4,
partner.
Was that Simpson maybe that he's not out there? We'll have to check
Jay,
that one
it
out.
was a gain of 29 yards on the 30 yards, rather, on the
That's
run by
Jordan
Kavon
McCall.
Daniels.
Jordan McCall.
And,
makes
Jay,
the
that's
other
why
play.
you run
Yeah.
down the field with your running back.
Good effort by McCall that time and a nice run by Daniels.
Pop past to Cobb. They got him strung out this time,
Boy,
partner.
They have been waiting for him. Jacob Holland. Wow.
That was a
Topsail-
loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Sam,
2nd and 13.
Topsail's, I think, well prepared for West Brunswick here this evening.
No doubt about it. Had a great plan and have executed it to near perfection. 2nd and 13. Ball is marked at the 26-yard line of the Pirates. So a good run that time on 2nd down. And Jay, a pretty good seam there for Daniels, but West Brunswick still 6 yards away from the line to gain. But you got to think they're thinking, if they don't get it here, you're thinking 2 plays.
Absolutely.
With the game situation and the position they are on the field.
Yeah, West needs touchdowns, Sam. They don't need field goals right now. So 3rd and 5, 6, something like that?
Yeah, a long 5 maybe. He's going to be just shy, Jay, but he's inside the 15-yard line down to the 14. But West needs to get just inside the 13-yard line of Topsail for a first down. So maybe a little early to say this, but maybe the game on the line here, partner, could be.
Big play. That offensive line that has kind of matured during the season really needs to dig down deep and create some space.
Got to find a crease here. 4th and 2. That's Daniels, still on his feet, rumbling inside the 10-yard line, dropped at about the 8. A huge conversion by West Brunswick, and Jay Daniels getting into a little bit of a rhythm here. I think he motioned toward the sideline. Give it back to me.
Yeah, feed me. And that's
exactly what I do.
That's one of the things that, your brother, Brett Hickman, coach, said this kid's, you can hand the ball to him 25 times a game, and he's going to carry it.
Jay, we're at almost 3.5 minutes left in the third. Jay stayed on his feet somehow and got inside the 5-yard line to the 4. And, not saying they need to get in a hurry-up offense or anything yet, Jay. I know we got a whole quarter and 3.5 minutes left, but, down 16, every bit of time you can save is important, right?
I think so, and I'll tell you what was important that time. Peanut McRae made a pretty good cutback because I thought he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, if not lose yards, but he picks up a couple. It's got to be Daniels' time. 2nd
and goal from the 4. Kavon Daniels knifes through the defense and lunges across the goal line for a touchdown. The extra point team staying on the sideline. West Brunswick is going to leave the offense on the field and go for 2. And Jay, a successful conversion here would pull the Trojans within 1 score at 30-22.
Well, they did the first part. They got downfield and get a score, and let's see if they can get the second 2-point conversion of the game. Once again, who do you go?
Daniels.
I would think.
He's in. Yep, a successful 2-point try. So West Brunswick, just like that, pulls within 1 score for the second time tonight. It's Topsail 30, West Brunswick 22. Kavon Daniels now has 2 rushing scores on the evening. West Brunswick's other touchdown, a punt return by Cobb. Jay, take us through the replay here.
Well, this is just off the kind of the right side, but Daniels saw an opening to his left.
Yep, that was the touchdown run.
They did a nice job of getting in the end zone. That time the offensive line got off their line of scrimmage and created the space for Daniels to get it in and cut it to 8 points. So this is the thing with a team that's capable of scoring the way West Brunswick is. They can overcome a lead. The problem is they haven't been able to stop anybody most of the season, and again that continues tonight with the Topsail Pirates, who have come in here and have taken it to West.
Jay, I may be dead wrong. I think West Brunswick may try to steal a possession here with an onside kick, a surprise onside kick. They're not going to line up and kick it like teams normally would, but I think they might try.
It might be a good time to try it, Sam. They need something to kind of still shake it up,
A good offensive possession, though, a good answer after allowing the Topsail touchdown. And it's an 8-point game, a one-possession game, technically, 30-22, Topsail lead.
There it is. That is a pooch kick.
Pooch kick. That's a fair catch at the 29-30-yard line. And, Jay, I think you'll take that if you're the Trojans, and it shows how much I know also. I was dead wrong.
Well, no, but, to your point, to your credit, you talked in the first half about the strategy of maybe not kicking that ball to DeMarc Howe, right, and letting this guy go 90. So not a bad swap, and good field position for Topsail, but not better on their 30 than the West Brunswick 30.
So Topsail takes over 1st and 10 at its own 30-yard line. 3 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter. Trojans trail by 8. It's Topsail 30, West Brunswick 22.
They need Davian West needs to play good defense here for a possession. There you go. That's the
Oh,
way
they
to
got to
start
Mark Howell that time. Dropped him for a loss. It was 16 TT Hussein who had the initial hit. That is a loss of 3 and will set up a 2nd and 13 ball at the 27-yard line.
And that's exactly the way he wanted to start off this possession, pushing Topsail back. Good play by Hussein, who's had a pretty good game here tonight, been involved in a lot of plays.
He's really come on pretty strong the last couple weeks, Jay, and kind of changed the look of that defense. 2nd and 13, ball at the 27. Topsail in the spread. They fake the speed sweep. It's dropped and very nearly picked off. It was off the hands of Maberly and nearly picked off by Noah Helms. But Jay, again, that was a mistake Topsail made. You know, I mean, that was a wide open play action slant pass. And West Brunswick fortunately dodged a bullet with Maberly not able to secure the bullet throw there.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be a little lucky, and the Trojans were lucky that time because that pass came wide open. Maberly just not able to bring it in, but Helms almost did. So 3rd down, Trojans got to stop them here.
Yep, 3rd and 13, ball at the 27. West showing pressure, and that is intended for Velasquez, number 40, but the pass was too high, and the West Brunswick defense forces the stop that it so desperately needed there as Topsail loses yardage on a run play on 1st down and then fires 2 incomplete passes, and that should bring on the Topsail punting unit.
Yeah, Darian Bembo with good coverage that time, and you got the dangerous J.J. Cobb back to return for West Brunswick.
A good snap. The punt's going to bounce, and Cobb's going to get away from that one. It takes a West Brunswick bounce, rolls out of bounds at the 37-yard line. 23 and 13, a 36-yard punt by number 44, Nathan Lau. So, Jay, only in high school football is your Mike linebacker serve as your punter, right?
That's right.
and Abel Urasek had earlier in the year, and tonight, punted and kicked, and he's a tight end.
Yeah, so, you know.
We love you, Big Abes. Oh, Jay, before I forget, shout out to longtime North Carolina high school head football coach Dean Saffos, who I know is at his Charlotte home watching us tonight. Spoke with him at length today. Also used to broadcast games for a year, I believe, with ATMC TV. So thanks for joining us, Coach Saffos. Boy, Jay, look at there.
You know,
I mean, it looked like they hit him they did hit him right at the line of scrimmage, and Daniels just bulled his way out to the 42-yard line for a gain of about 5 yards. That'll set up a 2nd and 5, ball at the 42.
But, Sam, you know, I don't know how many times Daniels has carried the ball here this evening, but after a while,
rhythm.
Doesn't it hurt?
Yeah, it does.
You know, I mean, if you're going to bring him down, and they've done a good job in the first half of bringing him down, but not without some pain. Oh. Still
stood up there at midfield, but Jay, if you're West Brunswick, you know, I mean, you're 3rd and a yard and a half, 3rd and 2. But the way you've gained yardage on the ground here in the second half, you know, that's not a terrible spot to be in, right?
Well, they talk about the new look West Brunswick offense this year because they're flinging it around a lot more. But don't forget what you've used for a long, long time here to be very successful is running that football with and a kid the caliber of Daniels, you can do it.
They're going to have to call a timeout. Jay, it seems like the whole second half it's taken forever for the Trojans to get the play in.
Well, that could come back and bite them, you know.
In a close game, quarter, man. You want all those timeouts, don't you, Jay?
You sure do. And they've worked hard here in the 3rd quarter to keep it at 8, and you hate to give away those timeouts when it's not really necessary.
It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the West Brunswick 45-yard line, and Jay, honestly, the way Daniels has run it and the West Brunswick offensive line has played, here in the second half, particularly the way they've run the ball. I'd be surprised if it was anyone but Daniels here on a running play.
Yeah, me too, Sam. And when you got the leading rusher in the conference, I think you want to let him do what he does best, which is rush, right? So get the ball in his hands and let him go.
Another thing, Jay, if you keep doing this and leaning on him, Daniels is the type who's going to pop one of these, after a while.
And that's what sets him apart, because he can not only run the tough yards, but he's got a gear or two. He can run away from it.
Oh, he tripped that time, and he's still – oh, boy.
Oh, boy. What happened? Face mask, maybe.
Jay,
Sam.
we're here in face mask, but I don't know. It looked like the line was pushing Topsail, so I'm not – and it came from the back judge. I'm not sure what the call is going to be here.
Well, we're going to see it right now. Watch the man in the white hat. Well, he just walked out of the screen.
Personal foul, face mask against Topsail. So Daniels picked up the first down yardage and then some more. So, Jay, that snap was from the 45. It was a 10-yard gain and tack 15 onto that with the personal foul. So a 25-yard play there for West Brunswick by virtue of the Topsail personal foul face mask penalty.
Well, couldn't have come at a better time for West Brunswick. They'd picked up the first, but now they're way down in Topsail territory at the 30-yard line.
So West already has thought they had the play in this time. Jay, the game clock under 20 seconds here in the third quarter. Oh, a duck. Oh, boy, Jordan McCall did a good job just to go up and make sure it wasn't intercepted. But, boy, that pass was fluttering the minute it left sophomore quarterback Javen McCrae's hand.
Yeah, West fortunate then, and a nice play by McCall to play a little defense while he was on offense. I think the Trojans trying to surprise Topsail being so successful here the last 5-6 plays with the run and try to catch them going up top.
8.5 seconds left here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10. Ball is right at the 30-yard line. It's a give to Daniels. He makes a miss. He's got some room. He's inside the 20. It's a first down, West Brunswick. And with only a second left on the third quarter clock, that is in all likelihood going to be the final play of the third quarter. West Brunswick has a 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line of Topsail, and Kevon Daniels really getting going here in the third quarter. Injured Topsail Pirate down at about the 22-yard line as he's being tended to by the Topsail staff. Jay, a big 2nd and 10 play there for West Brunswick, as we'll talk about it during the injury timeout.
Yeah, they have rode the horse here in the third quarter, the horse being the leading rusher, Kevon Daniels, and he's done really well. Let's take another look at it.
Let's see if
first we'll look in the West Brunswick huddle.
See if Jay, look at the running room here by Daniels. They creased him, makes a nice jump cut, and then rumbles his way to about the 17-yard line of Topsail.
Yeah, some good blocking at the point of attack that time by the Trojans O-line, and like we have said a few times here this evening, neither Daniels and particularly Cobb need a whole lot of room. They need a little bit, but, it doesn't have to be something you drive a tractor trailer through, right? But first quarter in particular, Topsail was kind of winning the battle of the line of scrimmage, but certainly in the third quarter, West has come out here and played much, much better offensively.
Jay, it was the senior strong safety for Topsail, Jacob Holland, 6 foot, 165-pounder.
He's had a good game, Sam.
Walking off on his, actually jogging off on his own power. So great to see Holland leave the field with no assistance from the Topsail staff. And back to the game action. West has a 1st and 17. first and 10 from the 17. And, Jay, that is going to end the third quarter. So 12 minutes of game action left, and West Brunswick finds itself in a fight here with the visiting Topsail Pirates. Topsail 30, West Brunswick 22 after 3 on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. And we're back for the start of the fourth quarter. Topsail 30, West Brunswick 22. Jay, it's the Trojans who are on the move here with the ball inside the Topsail red zone. First and 10 from the 17. What are you trying to do here if you're the West Brunswick offense?
Well, first thing, you want to hang on to the football no matter what. And the best way, I think, to hang on to it is to maybe turn around and hand it off to Daniels, right, who had a big third quarter and has kind of put the Trojans on his back. Let's see if he can continue it here in the final 12 minutes.
First and 10, ball at the 17. McCray in the shotgun, gives it to Daniels. This time, Topsail does a good job bottling him up. He's marked down at about the 13-yard line, so it's either second and a short 7. We'll call it long 6 after Daniels picks up 4 yards on first down.
And again, this is a big kid, Daniels, 6'1", 190 pounds, and well-conditioned and likes to run the ball.
Second and 6, Daniels again, still on his feet. Drop down inside the 10-yard line. The referee marks him down at the 9, Jay, so he got about 4 or 5 yards there. See, that carry to me felt a lot longer than the previous one, but he got more yardage on the first down give, I do believe. Jay, third and 1 from the 9-yard line, and West Brunswick going a little tempo here early in the third quarter. Topsail's defense not even set. It's Daniels on the give. He knifes through the line. Kevon Daniels, touchdown from 9 yards out. The Trojans trail by 2, and the home team, Hero Homecoming, going to leave the offense on the field. Jay, a 2-point conversion will tie the game, which we were a long way from this at halftime and early in the third quarter, weren't we?
Yeah, and we commented then, I think the only good news for West was if you were going to be that far behind, it was good to be in the first quarter because you had 3 quarters plus to go. So Trojans had pulled themselves back into this game.
Jet sweep to Cobb, fighting for yardage. He's there. J.J. Cobb with a 2-point conversion reception, and we're all knotted up at 30 with 10:51 left in the game. It's a brand new ball game, folks, at M.H. Rourke Stadium. Partner, how exciting is that kid when he touches it?
Well, very. And although we'll watch the touchdown again. Now, this isn't as pretty maybe, but, wow, it's pretty darn effective. And he just keeps those feet moving and keeps that north-south running going. And then, of course, J.J. Cobb with the 2-point conversion to tie this game at 30 with, 11 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Trojan pride up and down the field.
Jay, how about the West Brunswick offensive line? That's 2 possessions in the second half. Both resulted in Kevon Daniels rushing touchdowns. And, it's not – he's not been doing it all on his own. He's had some pretty sizable holes to run through.
Well, and I think, that's been the case all season long, particularly the last couple of games. And even before that, West has had the ability or shown the ability to put points on the scoreboard this year and move the ball. I'll tell you what, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the Trojans got a big break on that face mask because that 7-yard run turned into a 22-yard run and put them way down in Pirate territory. But look, they took advantage of that opportunity, and as good teams do, and have climbed back into this for a 30-30 tie.
So 10:51 left. Abel Urasek, Big Abe's, on to kickoff for the Trojans. 10:51 left in the game. We're all knotted up at 30. Offsides, partner. West is going to have to back up and kick that one again. I think there was about three kids who were I think beat Urasek to the ball there. So West will now have to kick off from its own 35. And Jay, that's just one of those unforced mistakes.
Yeah, you sure don't like them if you're the coach.
Jay, do any of the cheerleaders have a good enough arm to get it to us?
Well, I don't know. Listen, speaking for me, even if they did, I'd never catch it. So.
Yeah, good point. Even if they did throw it to me, I wouldn't be able to grab it.
Hey, some of those.
Man,
they got pretty good arms.
Hey,
right?
Javen McCrae's job is in trouble here.
Yeah.
Because some of these girls are really firing it. So Jay Topsail trying to take advantage of the penalty on the kickoff by West Brunswick and get some pretty good field position here. A fair catch at the 42-yard line. Boy, Jay, I thought for a second J.J. Cobb might be able to catch that one in the air. Man, he's fast.
That's probably not impossible.
Whoa,
right?
Jay, one just went right over our heads. And I'm glad I didn't jump for it and fall over the railing.
No, we can't lose you yet. You got 10 minutes and 49 seconds to go here.
Well, Jay, if that wouldn't have killed me, this game might. 30-30, 10:49 left on the game clock. And Topsail's got the ball 58 yards away from taking a fourth quarter lead. West Brunswick defense needing a big stop. Oh, a good defensive stop there. That was, I think it was Helms. Boy, Noah Helms is turning into a fine player.
Telling you what, this is a kid you want to keep an eye on, not only for the remainder of this season, but next year. Only a junior and a big guy at $190 and playing an important position in that linebacker realm for West Brunswick. So.
How about that, partner? First cousins with former West Brunswick middle linebacker Russ Gore.
Who was one of the really, really good ones, right?
And, of course, production manager and all-around stud Aaron Varnum.
That, too.
Play action. Boy, Simpson got there and couldn't make the tackle.
That was Garmendez with the catch out of the backfield, and missed tackle allows him to pick up the first down. So move the chains, do the Topsail Pirates.
Yep, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of West Brunswick. And, boy, if there was ever a time for the West Brunswick defense to come up with a big stop, Jay, they're in the position now. With Topsail facing a 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line.
First team that scores wins? I don't know. A lot of ball to be played.
We shall see. 9.5 minutes left in the game. I formation, give to the fullback. Dragon would-be tacklers. And, boy, Jay, that's a 6-yard gain there on first down on a play where the fullback was hit, right about the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage, yeah. Big trying to see the number, 78. Tom Bennett, sophomore guard, 6'3", 285 for the Pirates, was downfield blocking on that play.
And Jay Topsail is going to bleed this thing every chance they get and try to take off as much game clock, because when the Topsail offense is on the field, West Brunswick's offense, which has scored both times this half, is not.
Best
So
defense
2nd and 4.
Good offense.
Handoff this time to Howe. He's still loose.
Ooh, dangerous runner. Dangerous runner is DeMarc Howe. West has done a pretty good job tonight of
Yeah,
holding him in check.
the irony of all this is, Topsail's home run hitter is DeMark Howe, and West has really done a pretty good job against him.
He has not scored this evening.
So Topsail inside the West Brunswick red zone at the 17-yard line. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. We're all knotted up at 30, and Topsail giving a heavy dose on the ground here. Helms was there, missed him.
A tough hombre to bring down.
Can't arm tackle him, Jay. He's too big and too strong.
No.
Boy, Topsail making this look pretty easy, partner.
Marching right down the field, and once again,
2nd and 4 from the 11.
if you believe in the turnovers, right now would be an awfully good time for West to come up with one.
First down by Topsail on the fullback dive, and now Topsail 5 yards away from coming up with a score.
Well, Sam, a little bit of talked a lot about the strategy on kickoffs tonight, and
boy.
when you kick short, you give the other team a kind of short field to work with, and to Topsail's credit, they've taken advantage of it, and have just kind of maneuvered their way right down the field. West needs to really dig deep now.
Noah Helms that time got him, and Devin Pauly also there to make the stop.
Big play that time.
So a gain of 1. It will be a 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Less than 6.5 minutes left in the contest. We're all knotted up at 30.
Are they going to throw the ball? Are they going to throw the ball?
Toss sweep, maybe.
Been going up the middle the
no,
last
they've
4 or
had
5 plays.
so much success. Well,
there you go.
Well, I thought it was Tyleek Webb who brought him down, but I think DeMark Howe just kind of lost his footing there, Jay. So now, Jay, I'm going to ask you to be Wayne Inman or the Topsail offensive coordinator on 3rd and goal from the 5. Are you keeping it on the ground or running outside the tackles, or are you putting it in the air?
I think I'm gonna do what I do best, and tonight that has been, rush the football. They got a couple capable rushers with Howe and Mayberry.
Yep.
And if they come up short, it seems like they have a pretty good field goal kicker in Cody Kirk.
Coach Combs' corner. 5:20 left in the game. West Brunswick's defense wanted a timeout before the 3rd and goal snap. So Brett Hickman, defensive coordinator, Caleb Pardue, defensive line coach Woody Dunn, secondary maestro Aaron Powell want to talk it over before this 3rd and goal snap from the 5-yard line. Jay, if you're West Brunswick's defense, do you load the box and dare him to throw it, or what's the call on defense?
Well, I think I go back to what Coach Hickman said about being aware of screen passes, being aware of boots, which means you have to really play with your eyes and identify where that ball is, and you got to just, who wants it more, right? Who wants it more? And for much of this game, it sort of seemed like maybe Topsail wanted it a little bit more. Second half, not so much, and let's see if West can come up with a big stop here.
So 5:22 left in the game. We're in the 4th quarter. Topsail 30, West Brunswick 30. Topsail has a 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line, and Jay, Topsail really moved down the field with relative ease. Had a 1st and goal, I think, at the 6. Gained a couple yards and then lost a yard on 2nd and goal from the 4, setting up this all so important third and goal play from the 5-yard line.
Well, and remember, if in fact West can hold here, the Topsail still got fourth down, and they could, take 3 if they get the chance or go for it. So I think advantage is still with the Pirates here, and it's going to be up to the Trojans to make a big play. How many times, football comes down to who makes, big third down plays, who just makes big plays, period. Both teams got a chance here.
The West Brunswick crowd trying to get into it before this third down snap. The Topsail wanted to snap quick, but the referee gave the defense a chance to line up. Third and goal from the 5. Topsail with 3 backs in the backfield. Hard count doesn't work. Topsail trying to draw the Trojans off sides.
Good discipline.
Discipline by West Brunswick defensively.
Yep.
And Topsail now wants to talk about it on this critical snap. So, Jay, if you're Topsail, and I know a lot of this depends on the third down play, if they score a touchdown, it's irrelevant. But let's say you get a yard or 2 here, and you've got a 4th and goal from the 3 or 4, and Kirk has made a field goal from 25 yards, made an extra point, but missed a couple of extra points, I believe. Tonight, the second one, and after their most recent touchdown. So, let's say after this play, it's 4th and goal from the 3. Are you bringing your kicking unit on?
Well, you can. Obviously, that's an opportunity. And I guess the other thing you would think is if you have to go for it on 4th down and not make it, West Brunswick's going to have to go 90-plus to get in position for points. So
great point, partner.
And maybe you play, for an overtime at that point. Depends how much confidence he has in his kicking team.
So here we go, 3rd and goal from the 5. Topsail tight end in motion to the top of your screen. They hand it to the fullback.
And he's in.
Touchdown. On the fullback dive from the 5-yard line. And Topsail has taken a 36-30 lead. And Topsail looks like, Jay, I think they're leaving. Nope, they're bringing their extra point unit onto the field.
Well, this has been a bit of an adventure for Topsail here this evening. So a critical point after for the Pirates.
Yep, big kick here. Kirk, good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and he split him, partner. A big-time kick by number 55, and I'm looking at the wrong roster, Cody Kirk, and Topsail has taken a 37-30 lead with 5:17 left in the game. West Brunswick needs an answer from its offense, and we'll see what they can do, Jay.
Well, they got plenty of time. They had plenty of time, and they demonstrated their ability to move the football much better here in the second half than they did in the first half. And so with 5 minutes and 17 seconds, a lot of time left in this game. And, I think the interesting thing will be if West can score a touchdown and get it to 37-36. What do you do?
I think depending on how much time left, you go for 2. The general rule is at home you kick for the tie.
Yeah.
On the road you play for the win. But, I mean, Jay, how much confidence do you have West is going to stop Topsail? That's the question. If you're the coaching staff, you have to ask.
Yeah, and that's been the question that the staff has been asking now for 6 weeks.
Yep.
When we gonna stop somebody?
I mean, Jay, in all but 2 games this season, West has allowed 35 or more points.
Yep.
Held Hogger to 28 and Ashley to 29.
Onside kick.
And out of bounds. Wow. So West is going to start this drive in Topsail territory.
Holy cow.
Topsail tried to put the dagger in them while they had the chance.
Sam Hickman did not see that one coming.
Nor did I.
I don't think the West did either. Right?
Yeah, I mean, fortunate it rolled out of bounds, but I call it a heads-up play.
Wow.
Watching it roll out of bounds, but Topsail very nearly was able to jump on that.
Yeah. Okay, so, we talked about short field. West Brunswick's got a real short field here, 45 yards, plenty of time.
Yep.
Daniels to the left, Daniels to the right.
Javen McCray, the junior quarterback, in the shotgun, flanked by Kavon Daniels. Michael Smith, the tight end.
Now, JJ hadn't been much involved here in the third quarter, and he's got to be well rested.
Yep. Aside from that 2-point conversion,
yeah, that's right,
catch, I think that was, about it. Got to protect the football if you're the Trojans, Jay. Down by 7, 5:17 left in the game. West ball at the 45. Daniels this time bottled up after a gain of 2 yards to the 43, so that's going to set up a 2nd and 8. And Jay, if West wasn't in a big hurry earlier in the half, they're going to have to be somewhat conscious of the time here as we're about to go under the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, this is one of those, if you're West Brunswick, do you worry you score too soon? Let's hope they have that problem, right?
Yep, right. Nope.
Wow, that's good defense. 55, 53, that's Burbach. He's been involved in a number of tackles here this evening.
So after running it so well for the entire second half, West Brunswick bottled up on back-to-back carries on 1st and 2nd down, and all of a sudden it's the Trojans on their heels facing a 3rd and 8, 4:15 left in the game.
4-down territory, Sam, for sure.
It's
no.
incomplete. It's an incomplete pass.
Wow.
Yep, but Jay, Trojans got a break that it was a forward pass and incomplete, but it's 4th and 8 now. You got to leave the offense on the field, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. They must. And they've got to pick up 8 yards. And they haven't really had what you call a lot of chunk plays here tonight, have they?
No, and their offense in the second half that's been so successful has been keeping it with Daniels on the ground. So need a big play here. He's got Cobb. He got it. J.J. Cobb with a huge catch on 4th and 8. And West Brunswick with a huge conversion, maybe of the game-saving variety. And West Brunswick now has 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Watch the throw, watch the catch.
How did he get turned around? He caught that ball running backwards, Sam.
Yep, kind of backpedaling, and boy, just made an excellent catch.
What
3:50 on the clock. Daniels on the give.
He's in.
He dove for the end zone. He's down. He's ruled down at the 1.
Boy, so close. So close.
Jay, the West Brunswick offensive coaches are all doing this, motioning this, saying stay on the field and run the same play, I assume.
Just bang it.
West Brunswick is inches away from the goal line. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left in the game. Trojans down by 7. Daniels bottled up.
No.
And Jay, he lost a couple yards.
Looking for the play from the side is junior quarterback Peanut McCray.
And Jay, remember, you probably got 2 plays here on 3rd and goal from the 2.
Well, for sure. For sure.
3rd downs are always critical.
Well, you saw
a little bit of saving grace.
You saw what Topsail did on their 3rd down chance. Let's see what the Trojans can do. That's it.
Javen McCray on student body right. Runs in for his first rushing score of the night. And the Trojans have pulled within 1. Jay, they're leaving the offense on the field.
Well, this is what you said, Sam.
Yep, they are leaving the offense on the field, down by 1 with 2:44 left in the contest. West Brunswick trying to get its first score of the night. But, Jay, everybody stayed on except for Javen McCray. He ran off to the sideline, and they had to send him right back. So 2:44 left in the game. West Brunswick down by 1. They leave the offense on the field. They're going to go for 2.
Can you get it?
Pop pass, touchdown, 2-point conversion is good. Guess who? Carter Wyatt. The jump pass on the 2-point conversion is successful, and for the first time tonight, the Trojans have taken the lead. And Jay, as has been the struggle all year, now the Trojans have to come up with a stop.
This is just a great play. There's a touchdown.
This is the touchdown run by McRae.
Which was a great play.
Here's the 2-point try. Runs up, lofts a pass to Wyatt, made a great catch.
Look at Wyatt go up in the air. And
boy, what a play.
What a great call by West. Great execution by Peanut, and a wonderful catch by Carter Wyatt. And the first lead of the night, right?
First lead of the night for West Brunswick at 38-37. 2:44 left in the contest. Topsail set to get the ball back.
So back to my question to you 5 minutes ago. Did West leave too much time on the scoreboard? You know, if you're West Brunswick, you'll certainly take this chance. And now let's wonder, Sam, what do you think about these short kicks now, man? Because both these teams took advantage of short fields to score.
You know, Jay, they've got Hamrick in.
He can kick.
This time. Yep, I think he did one short directional kick, but I think West, I mean, do you take your chances with DeMarc Howell? Jay, I think an old-fashioned squib kick, not the short one, but the one where you keep it on the ground but drive it deep may be the play. We'll see. The West Brunswick crowd trying to get into it. This is the first play of defense right here, as coaches often say, is kickoff coverage. Hamrick's going to handle the place kick. He pops it up. Oh. He's still on his feet, partner.
Wow.
And again, the West Brunswick coverage team was there, but couldn't bring him to the ground. And, Jay, they're all the way out to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Garmendez on the return. He's had a really good game tonight. Scored a couple of touchdowns, a couple of 2-point conversions, and really did a great job of running that ball, returning that ball to give Topsail great field position. 2:36 to go. They've not played good defense all year. They haven't played good defense most of the night.
But
can they do it now?
Yep, have a chance to seal it now. Topsail in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. They're going to throw the screen. West couldn't make the tackle. Finally driven out of bounds.
Wow.
And Jay stepped out at about the 46. It ended up looking like a little bigger gain than it was. So a gain of 3 yards on first down sets up a 2nd and 7, ball at the Topsail 46-yard line. 2nd and 7 from the Topsail 46, 2:28 left in the game.
Well, it looked like the Trojans had a chance to hold them to a loss that time.
Yep.
Yeah, and he slipped away from the tackler. Great high school football game.
Yep, 2nd and 7 at the Topsail 46. West Brunswick leads by 1. They give it to Howe. Boy, what a surge.
I don't know. He's not got the first down unless he...
Yep, he does. They marked him at the 46. Jay, I believe Topsail has 2 timeouts left. West Brunswick has 1. But, boy, Jay, I'm not even sure Topsail has to put it in the air with the success they've had keeping it on the ground. The issue with keeping it on the ground, and there's still plenty of time, if you're Topsail, if you get tackled shy of the marker, you know, valuable seconds are ticking off the game clock. West Brunswick defense needing 1 stop. Incomplete. Good coverage out on the perimeter by Tristan Williams, the sophomore, and the pass falls incomplete, setting up a 2nd and 10 from the West Brunswick 46-yard line. 1:55 left in the game.
Once again, some pressure by the front 4-7 of West Brunswick. And, man, what a time for a turnover if you could do that.
Is how
Oh,
Michael
there you
Smith
go. Michael
was
Smith.
able to bottle him up at about the
Michael
42, 43-yard line. A gain of about 3 yards. That will set up a 3rd and 7. And, Jay, that's kind of what I was talking about. I know plenty of time for the Pirates, but the stop there after a gain of 3, and we're all the way under a minute and a half. 1:29 showing on the game clock. 3rd and 7. Ball is at the 43 of the Trojans. They fake the handoff to Howe.
Wow.
Wide open down the field.
And that's going to stop the clock because it's going to move the chains. And that's number 84, Wilson, with the catch.
Yeah, Wilson, his
Great throw.
second big catch of the night. The game clock churning. And, Jay, now Topsail's in field goal range, and that's all they need. Of course, they want to score a touchdown, but a field goal is all the Pirates need. Jay, well, I was going to say it might not be the worst thing if you let them score. That may be your best bet now that they're in chip shot field goal. They're stopping it because a kid lost his helmet.
Okay. Wow. What's the official doing? Starting the clock? No. Timeout. Topsail.
Okay. Topsail's called a timeout. So the ball is at the 11-yard line. 50 seconds left. It is 2nd and about 5. Maybe a long 4, short 5. Partner, what do you think here? Break it down for both sides. What are you looking to do if you're Topsail and the Trojans?
So if you're Topsail, you are already very much in scoring position, right? So the last thing you want to do is
cough it up.
So if you're going to run the football, man, you got, every arm in the world on it. And if you're going to throw the football, you better make sure that you throw it to somebody in a white shirt, not somebody in a green shirt. If you're West, you just got to keep them out of the end zone and maybe make this game come down to
a field goal try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think best case for West Brunswick now, Jay, is hoping maybe they miss a field goal of some kind. We'll see.
And they've only got one timeout left, so they don't want to have to rush a field goal kicker onto the field.
First down, Jay.
That's going to stop the clock.
Yep, all the way down to the 5-yard line.
And now they got 4 downs to get 5 yards or 3 downs to get a field goal.
Jay, they're going to go that fullback dive that's worked so well for them.
I don't blame them. Or is this a time where you would fake it and he's in. Wow.
Touchdown, Topsail with 30 seconds left in the game. And, Jay, now it's probably the Pirates' turn to go for 2 with a 43-38 lead. I'd be shocked if they didn't leave the offense on the field.
I think that was Howe on that score, first time he has got into the end zone tonight. And I think you're right, Sam. Looks like they are going to go for 2.
So a successful 2-point conversion would put the Pirates up by 7 at 45-38. 30 seconds left in the game. Wide open. I mean, Jay, it's about the 7th time they've run that play tonight, and it's been wide open almost every time. I think it has been wide open almost every time, rather. So West Brunswick down by 7, and Jay, the only saving grace now is the Trojans have 30 seconds to try to make something happen, either on the kick return or offensively.
Well, we were kind of, half kidding, half serious. Who are you going to leave too much time for either team to do something? So if that's the case, West Brunswick's got 30 seconds, and they're going to have to score a touchdown. And they're going to have to convert. So that's a lot of having to do in very little time to do it.
Boy, Jay, that score there right at the end of the first half, just it felt like a backbreaker then, and now in retrospect, it looks even more like one.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part. That interception with, I think it was 1:15 to go, and Topsail converted it into a touchdown, and that's the difference right now. So what you going to do on this now? You're going to go,
now,
I guess they'll pooch it the way they've been doing it all
Topsail's going to call its last time out. And, Jay, I think Topsail, seeing Kevon Daniels over there, I imagine they probably pooch it to this side closest to us to try to keep it away from Daniels and Cobb.
Yeah. Well, folks watching can't say they didn't see some points tonight, right?
Nope, sure
been pretty
can't.
much the way
40 and 30, 70, 83 points between the two teams tonight.
I don't know what the over-under was, but
glad I took the over.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it's not over yet, huh? Homecoming night.
Boy, Topsail has really imposed its will on the West Brunswick defensive front tonight. I mean, anytime Topsail needed to run the ball and get, decent yardage, they were just able to line up with Mayberry or Howe at tailback and just get 5, 6, 7 yards. And then late in the game, it was, number 42, Garmendez, who was so successful running it. That's Carter Wyatt. And he's down. And, Jay, that as far as time goes, that worked out okay for West Brunswick, but it was a good kick and covered really well by Topsail. So West will have to go 61 yards in 26 seconds with only one timeout, or the Trojans will fall to 2-4 overall and 2-2 in league play.
How many people do you think they'll have on J.J. Cobb?
2. Jay, I'm just telling him to run as far as you can and JJ to throw it as far as you can, and, maybe he goes up and makes a play.
Wow. Big pressure that time by, I think it was 55, Kirk. Or maybe it was 45, Hobson, one of the two.
Jay, I'm not sure that, with the soft coverage, I might throw the bubble out here to Cobb. And you don't. No one said you have to score it. With 40 of it coming through the air.
Well,
you just got to get him with a chance to make a play with his legs, maybe.
Sure. West showed one gadget play with the 2-point conversion. Maybe a hook and ladder, huh? No, nothing.
Back-to-back incomplete passes. I mean, a swing pass to Daniels, the bubble to Cobb, run the jet sweep again, something. I don't know.
In high school football, of course, you don't necessarily have to get out of bounds to stop the clock. If you pick up a first down, that they move the chains and stop it. So you can kind of play in the middle of the field.
And a timeout left for West Brunswick. Hamrick called it. Get out of bounds. Timeout.
Clock's still running.
West must be out.
Clock's still running. This game's over. Well, wait a minute. Okay.
And, Jay, why wasn't the timeout called with 5 seconds left? Hamrick was tackled with 5 seconds left.
I thought it was closer to 9 seconds, to be honest with you. But be that as it may, the scoreboard clock says 0.9. So this is the last play, unless there's a penalty.
So 9/10 of a second left. West Brunswick less than a second away from dropping its homecoming game to Topsail, in which the Trojans allowed 45 points to the visiting Pirates. Just were not able to stop Topsail consistently all night, partner. And, the offense, once it found its footing, Jay, it was just, a little bit too late, barring a miracle here.
Well, they just have had an exceedingly difficult time, not only this evening, but, all season long, defending and keeping the opposition out of the end zone. And that's certainly been the case here tonight, giving up 45 points to the Pirates. So
look at this prevent defense here, partner.
Yeah, holy moly.
Again, I believe I'm just going to keep it short to Cobb. And they might score. And that'll do it. It wasn't intercepted, but that will do it. And the Trojans fall to Topsail 45-38.
Wow. And you talk about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. You look at it out there on that field right now. There's some happy Pirates and some real sad Trojans.
Yep. Jay, take us away, partner.
Well, Sam, again, I'm not saying I'd like to think that West could play a little better than what they played here this evening. They showed a lot of gumption coming back, but they just weren't able to keep Topsail out of the end zone. And if look, you got to keep this in perspective. West Brunswick is in 3A, and in 3A this year, because of the realignment and the changes, it's really a West Brunswick, a South Brunswick, and a North Brunswick battle for who's going to represent the conference in the state 3A playoffs. Okay, so you want to win all these games, of course, but tonight's game doesn't necessarily affect them in terms of 3A state playoffs. But here's what I would worry about if I was West Brunswick. Topsail played South Brunswick, and they lost 35-14. Topsail played North Brunswick, and they lost 55-20. And Topsail comes in here to Rourke on homecoming night and beats West 45-38. I'd be a little bit concerned now. Those games against North and South, awfully big to begin with, even bigger now.
A tough night for the Trojans. Allow 45 points. They've allowed 40 points. It's Carolina Forest, West Florence, and now Topsail have dropped to 2-4 overall, 2-2 in the Mid-Eastern Conference, and just a devastating loss, quite frankly, on homecoming for West Brunswick. We'll have a all-Brunswick County matchup next week as the Trojans go to Leland, and we'll take on R.J. Green and the North Brunswick Scorpions. Anytime we get to watch that kid, it's a real treat.
Well, yeah, and again, remember, North beat Topsail 55-20 last week. So that's the team West has got to go up against now. They got a week to get ready, and I'm sure Coach Hickman and staff will do everything they can to get them ready.
That will do it. For Jake Godek, Nathan Evers, Aaron Varnum, Jake Holmes, I'm Sam Hickman. Good night from MH Rourke Stadium, and we'll see you next time for our ATMC TV Game of the Week.